Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
to the side of it.
No, go ahead and scout a little. I've got him.
Okay.
Oh my god, we lost her.
I support you in all your decisions. Everyone loved it. Everyone loved my idea.
Ears open, eyes closed.
Can't lose. All right, everybody.
Okay.
In Season 2, Chapter 33, Banish Lessons. The Iron Sentinel at the temple's front entrance saw through Safira's disingenuous prayer, and after taking an ominous posture, swelled with arcane energy. A quiet popping noise sent our ranger to another plane of existence, and the stone defenders patrolling the moat began to converge, a sign that it was now or never to spring into action. As the others tried their luck with the words of worship, Graven spotted a familiar dwarven face peeking over the second-floor balcony, and after Erland slipped inside, he ascended to discover Barbara and Dane engaging in some kind of ritual at the altar to Heptactor. Preventing us from interrupting the process was another construct that threw down a protective wall of force, so to have any chance at stopping them in their tracks, we needed to locate the source of the temple's power, as was described in Emmett Nesbitt's shitlist contract. Orba made herself as elusive a target as possible by casting both Mirror Image and Blink, which allowed her to get a look at the interior and find a small arcane lock fitted into one of the supportive pillars. Strewn about the room in piles of waste and rubble were small geometric shapes, buzzing with abjuration magic, and it seemed that the right combination of pieces might be the key to deactivating the outer defenses. This would be welcome news to Graven and Safira, who were dodging projectiles and destructive blasts, watching the slow procession of golems working their way up the bridge. They took solace in knowing that any eyes on them meant more room to maneuver indoors, but the diversion wouldn't last forever, and there was no telling what might happen if the devotees upstairs got what they came for. Still, bouncing back and forth using terminal rebound and embracing her hardiest animus form brought us quite a bit of time, and Erland rummaged through the wreckage to find 9 enchanted fragments scattered across all 3 floors. When Orba detected the last of the 3 locks, we inserted the pieces and heard a low hum of what we hoped was deactivation, confirmed by those outside who watched the constructs begin to crumble. The wall of force was dispelled, and despite Dane's best efforts to fend him off, Erland ripped the Book of Prayer from the altar it lay upon. Unfortunately, however, a partial connection between these fanatics and the God of Order had already been forged, and when the link was severed, the potency of the energy was enough to scatter them to dust, obliterated here at the temple that they'd risked so much to reach. When Graven laid eyes on the scene, he filled us in on what may have transpired, a ritual to anoint Barbara and Dane as sibyls, which are a kind of cleric in training, until Heptactor could determine who was worthiest among them to become a full-fledged cleric. Their fate was regrettable, the latest in a string of offenses that cemented our opinion of the meddling gods, but completing this task did put Graven in Kuuzni's good graces, allowing him to siphon power from his counterpart that he could use in any impending showdown. That plus a smattering of spell scrolls and valuables made for a decent haul, but we needed to catch our breath before continuing any further. With its power drained, this ruin seemed like as good a spot as any to rest, and despite the ever-present consideration of time, we still had a little cushion before Pockets was set to arrive at the isthmus. So we sat, and we asked ourselves, what might have happened if Barbara and Dane had achieved their Sibyl status while we were attempting our assault on the temple?
Oh my god.
Would there be any further opportunities to assess the other cleric of Kuuzni's power before entering into Finlock Forest? And had Safira done Wachi-Faro proud, sitting inside her tortoiseshell, listening to the feudal bonking coming from the outside? We find out now on Season 2, Chapter 34 of A Peek Beneath the Veil. It feels a little strangely intrusive to linger in the remnants of what was once a stronghold of a meddling god. But it's clear that bond has all but faded away, and if not for the dusty pages and inert metal husks lining the floor, it would seem quite ordinary. Just another pre-war dwelling of little consequence, lost to time. In his corner of the room, Graven has his arm partially through one of the broken windows, letting the sunlight wash over his skin as he turns the hand over and over, back and forth, very slowly. Not all meddling gods are absent here, you feel, as your current indefatigable condition would attest to. Graced with an improved wholeness of body that gives the impression of something returned rather than something new. You think back to the times when the physical failed you, when you couldn't help but give in to something else, and seek now not to repeat such weaknesses when the time comes. The day affords you a few more hours before darkness is upon you. And here on the 12th day since leaving Navikapura, you're starting to close in on the minimum time frame for Pocket's arrival, depending on when exactly the Semincha departed from Kirukachun to return to the ports of Wamparanina. At a blistering pace, you might reach the isthmus by tomorrow night, but any interruptions of significance make the following morning far more likely, meaning you'd come to your destination on the 14th day, leaving a small window to take care of any last-minute business and ready yourselves before your guide makes his way up the eastern coast. So everyone sort of giving each other a little distance around the room. The room's not huge, but you see your companions sometimes pacing a little bit, meditating, breathing, backs against the wall, resting, checking weapons, making sure that nothing got damaged in the fight. Everyone just kind of displaced around this bottom floor of the now inert temple to Heptactor.
While I'm resting, I want to have looked at GGG.
There's nothing there.
Still.
If the rest of this day goes without incident, I may be able to try to reach out to Josko or someone else again tonight
Oh, right.
before we rest.
That would be brilliant if we could.
Do you have anyone in particular in mind?
Well, I do, but you don't know them, so Josko, I suppose, would be better. I don't know. I think that's a good bet.
What would you like
Or
to?
operative.
What would you like to ask Josko?
First time I reached out to him, he told us about his battle with my counterpart.
Right.
While he wasn't able to share much more information, maybe we can find out where he is. If he be anywhere near us in the northeast
Was
here.
your plan to hunt him down after this?
You remember what Asvalder said?
Yeah, I do.
Which part of what
That's
he
what I'm
said?
gonna say, because that would be hunting down a lot of fucking clerics.
At least this cleric, as in the ability to sever his connection to this plane hinges upon him not having any clerics left. I believe that this person is headed towards the same place we are, headed towards the Chimera. I
fuck's sake.
For our...
Do you think we'll meet that person on the way when we're there in the middle of the fucking fight?
I don't know. I've tried to reach out and feel him several times. And while I don't know where he is, I have gotten an idea of some of his abilities.
Where was the last place you saw him or felt him?
By the coast. I think I told
Fuck's
you.
sake.
But
That's right, I think you did. So that means that he's theoretically close.
as close as we are on the coast, close to it.
What abilities have you discovered of his?
For our troubles, and some might say atrocities here, I was able to learn his long range. He can cast spells, some spells, twice as far as others can, as I can.
Fuck. Okay.
His ability to use, my guess is, fire to the best of its ability. Even those who have resistance to it will have no benefit. I'm not sure for sure that it's fire, but there's a good chance that it is.
Yeah, I also don't like that. Okay.
It's good to know.
And finally, his stoutness. Although, because of what we did here, I took that from him.
You took it?
I took it.
So... What?
Many times, you saw in the cave when those animals made the three noises.
Yeah.
The goat, the dragon, I almost succumbed. Kuzni almost made me leave that cave against my wishes, and has controlled me at other times, yes?
Yes.
Not to say that it won't ever happen again, but I have found some of my lost strength there, and it might be easier for me to hold him off.
Well,
A small victory, then.
But those other two abilities remain, and we have to keep those in mind.
so what was it you said before? A victory for a small atrocity? That's what this was?
I told you what those two might have become, yes?
I know, but it wasn't you that killed them, though, was it? It was their god.
It was our interference.
I suppose. How are we feeling? Shit? I'm feeling fine, but you guys look shit.
Shit. We don't have much
Hey.
choice but to at least move on quietly and...
Okay, but let's
With
try
eyes
not
open.
to provoke anything, yeah?
We
I'm
know
just saying.
we know what a swarm of sturges look like from far away
Well,
now,
yeah, we
yes?
see something like that, I think we can all agree. Dark and cover, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it perhaps worth sending to, Pockets instead of, Josco?
To find out exactly where he is.
We're supposed to meet him in a couple days, maybe?
Right, but we're gonna see him. If we need any information from him and he isn't able to send, then at least we're gonna be able to see Pockets in person. We're not gonna meet up with...
It would be to ask how his progress is, to find out if when he's going to be here, when exactly.
No,
he's
I
gonna
understand,
be here.
but presumably, unless something goes terribly wrong, we're gonna be able to get in touch with him, right?
Presumably.
In the near future. So, I would say if you're gonna use your limited ability to be able to speak to people who aren't immediately here, maybe we try to reach out to Josco, because he might have more information
I'm
about
not
your
doing it right now. We have time to...
worse half.
Who
right
knows
now.
what might happen between now and when we rest.
Yeah.
Well, I don't usually ask for, protection or anything, but for the rest of the day, if folks could be mindful of...
Yes, absolutely. And I immediately kind of move towards her and are you sitting down against the wall?
Sure.
I'm kind of gonna sit right next to you. That's not a problem. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
I'll just stand in front and you can stand behind. Or you can stand in front and I can stand behind, but then it's a little sandwich,
I think maybe eyes out and up rather than eyes in and down.
Well, no, not. But
Our
our
best.
eyes will be out. Your eyes will
What I
also
mean
be
is-
out. Just
what
more
I
to the
mean
side. You're gonna have to
is-
kind of peer around.
Perhaps concentrate your gaze on things coming and not, you know.
I believe we're all on the same page. Just,
Yeah, I'm just talking about formation.
yeah.
Remember when we did the marching? Didn't go
Yes.
well. But I'm just thinking a sandwich.
On that footbridge.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think that was more my reading of the prayer than anything else.
Well,
But
how is everybody feeling? Should we?
I'm fine.
Yes.
I'm okay. That tortoise is brilliant, really, so I'm fine. You guys, again, he looks like shit. You look kind of like shit. You don't look great either, so
I feel like shit.
maybe I'll walk in front.
Well, we have daylight left. We have 2 shit list contracts.
Yeah, but we're not going to be able to do that.
We also can continue onwards to the meeting place with pockets and wait there.
And perhaps investigate the Molifair boat.
Which should be right there, yes?
Yes.
Are we close enough to make it to where we're supposed to meet pockets within, like, today? We're not, right?
No, so
Yeah,
I was
that's what I
saying
thought.
if
It was
you
like, we're at least a
like
long rest
blinders
away.
on,
Yeah.
get your ass there tomorrow evening at the earliest. But
Okay.
any other sort of deviations or that would be the next morning.
That's like
probably.
30 to 48.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 to 40 hours.
I suppose we just need to start moving.
There's at least one more long
My
rest,
one
but-
concern about the Molifair ship is we were hoarding our water-breathing potions for going in and out of the Shade Assembly, and I don't know if we're going to be able to do much with the sunken ship without those.
I was gonna say the same thing. I think that if we're gonna use those water-breathing potions, and I think we can count on needing to use them, we're gonna need to use them to get into the Shade Assembly. And
We do have 2 per person, yes?
Yes.
yes, but we need to get out of the Shade Assembly too. So
Pockets is supposedly coming with supplies. Whether that
We don't
includes
know
water
whether-
breathing potions,
exactly.
I don't
That's
know.
something you can message him about. What supplies you got? Because we have stuff to do.
All right.
I don't know. It's your ability. You do what you wish.
Okay.
Do we have any idea where the 3rd shit list contract is?
Well, I'm imagining because we were almost assaulted by a bunch of Sturges. Their origin is nearby, but it did seem like their territory is expanding. So they seemed a symptom of this shit list. Whether or not it's super close, or whether or not it's expanded to a point where it's taking over quite a bit of the... Are we still in the forest?
Yeah, it's a wooded area. You haven't reached like the coast yet. You're sort of veering down toward the coast slowly
Okay.
on this path.
Whether or not it's just taken over the entire forest, or their presence has expanded that way.
When you were sort of moving through the forest, the swarm of sturges was coming pretty much head on. Like you had to dive out of the way. But if you were just walking, you would have walked straight into them. And then you guys kind of veered off to visit this temple. So if you picked up in the same direction as you were headed before you stopped here at the temple, you're kind of going where they were coming from, vaguely. I mean, you don't know if they were coming or going, but you're headed in that direction.
So, rare plants was one of the things we could find there. Tinctures, druidic talismans, that doesn't mean much to me, but plants, you seem to like plants, so...
Well, they're often quite useful for regulating whatever this is. Why is everyone staring at me?
You were speaking.
Are you alright?
No, I'm thinking. I would
see.
probably have to consume some sort of healing potion before if we did anything significant.
I don't think I can do much today.
What about your belt?
I used all of it.
When?
Over the last... I was the front lines in the battle with the bandits.
Let's
How
get
do you-
defensive.
when do you get those back? They recharge, don't they?
Yes, after I rest for a long time.
Good one.
Look,
Good night's sleep.
Quite longly, at least.
Long 8 or more hours
Not
of
within, not twice within the
uninterrupted,
space.
but not
anymore.
I'm going to be almost useless for the rest of the day.
well, it sounds like we've got... It sounds like I'm the only one who could be moderately useful. And I could, well, actually, I'm as useful as I ever am, so.
Well, then perhaps we should simply travel north along the coast, make progress towards our meeting place.
Keep our heads down. Look out for that hole in the
Yeah,
ground.
because that works 100% of the time, just keeping our heads down.
Well, and yes, we can keep an eye out, but
Heads down, eyes out.
Hopefully that
You in the middle.
bandit camp isn't in touch
Giving you
with
like a
any
very
others.
stern look.
look, worst case scenario, if we get there before pockets, we can use that time to scout around, learn about the area, see if we can't find any information,
I suppose.
see if we can't find any traces of your other half, burned woods and whatnot.
Oh, I keep meaning to bring it up, but things are always a little crazy. When we defeated the Cold Light Walker and you all were unconscious, I searched his remains and I found like a brooch for holding a cloak together, and it was pretty indistinct, but on the back it had the letters S.A., and at the time that didn't really mean much, but now that I've had some time to think about it, Shade Assembly?
Oh, fuck.
Well, that would explain the powerful magic.
Would it? Even after he's dead?
That was what Cliff said. He said those kinds of powers can influence what somebody
Right
is like as
fucking
an undead.
insane.
And that was not, correct me if I'm wrong, magic users. That magic was not simple. That was not straightforward magic.
No.
I mean, you're aware of that magic can carry over into the undeath. Like, that's what liches are dead, archmages. And so, like, sometimes powerful magic lingers with you into death and beyond.
I would know that that's not exactly what we were expecting with the Cold Light Walker, right? Or do we not really know?
really. I mean, I wouldn't say you have that much expertise. I think it surprised all of you the degree of power, but I don't know that you immediately would be able to say what was particularly strange about it.
And even Cliff they didn't know much.
Yeah,
Either. They
I
just
mean,
knew
he
it was
admitted
out
as
there.
much. He knew it was out there, and also the Goliaths that you spoke to didn't know much because they're, as you've heard, they're content to just let them die off. Like, slowly over time, they'll go away eventually if you let them be.
But anyways, so I was hoping to maybe ask Pockets if he would recognize such an item.
An essay brooch.
Yeah.
Remind me Pocket's specific relationship with the Shade Assembly.
He's a scout for them in a way. He
Away. Yeah. He's an operative emissary.
emissary, yes. So people either come to him or he goes out and finds people that need the help of somebody from the Shade Assembly, and he will match them up.
And what he is doing for us, I assume the Shade Assembly does not know about.
That is my understanding. He is doing this for the love of his wife.
Right. So, Cold Lightwalkers get that way because they have some kind of unfinished business, right? Kind of.
No, I believe the Cold Light Walker, Cliff assumed that the Cold Light Walker spawned because the original creature, the original person, made some sort of offense to a god of nature. That's what he said.
Oh.
What that offense was, we have no idea.
Well, at the Shade Assembly, that's interesting. So someone at the Shade Assembly did something to sufficiently offend, potentially, the god of nature.
Perhaps.
Filling in a lot of blanks, but yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
We've got it.
Oh, we've got them, boys. Because I could be jumping to conclusions. there, but-
Do you have it with you? Did you take it?
Yeah. I'll take it out of my bag and I'll show it.
Isn't there any other discerning features of any kind?
Nothing that you recognize. Nothing that means anything to you. No.
And I imagine you were detecting magic at several points since then. You didn't.
I did not think to look.
Well, maybe next time.
Maybe, can you do it now?
It would take time.
Yeah, it would take time. We can keep moving. I can do it at night or something.
Okay.
Anyways.
If there's any other signifier, like a hidden
Well,
initials.
actually, maybe
those are initials.
We might want to detect magic on that now, because it couldn't be some kind of a magical trace, could it? I suppose we did. I don't know. I've personally had bad experience with that. You guys know.
Mm-hmm. We could take 10 more minutes here,
Yes.
if we're worried about.
So if we can say that, we can take a moment. You watch as Orba sort of concentrates and now focusing her energies on the brooch itself, now that it's out of your pack, and sort of less distracted by some of the magic that was here. within the temple. The first thing you notice as the detect magic sort of kicks in and you finish the ritualistic casting, those little notches on the pillar where the arcane lock was have started to fade. It seems like the lock itself is almost like someone couldn't come and reactivate it by. It's like the magic is fading away fully from the temple itself. It was almost like a emergency ripcord, like pulling the plug on the temple, as it were.
Did we just kill Heptactor?
One down.
Got him.
5 to go.
In addition, immediately, because you just watched a bunch of items glow with abjuration magic, the same sort of essence appears on the brooch.
Shut.
Some kind of abjuration protective magic on the brooch itself.
What does abjuration mean again?
It's like protective magic. It could be like wards, shields, locks, like things that are protective in nature.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's got magic.
Okay, the good kind or the bad kind, or what kind?
Well, it's hard to tell. It seems protective, and
Oh, could it
correct me if
protect
I'm
you?
wrong. Locate object doesn't have that. It's not from that school.
You said it.
Right? Like the locate spell, the locate object spell is not abjuration. I can't remember.
That's not really how locate object works. Locate object lets you pick an object. It doesn't even have to be a magical object.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Got it. So the item wouldn't. Got it.
Just because, someone's ability to track said item has nothing to do with whether
It can be not. It's like a
Yeah,
piece
it
of
could,
paper.
yes, it could be not a magical item.
Yeah. In fact, if she had catched detect magic on that piece of paper, she wouldn't have seen anything.
Correct.
It could also be magical, but yes, it wouldn't necessarily be magical.
Gotcha. Well, is it worth? Wish we had known that before we had taken this rest. We could have tried to see if we could have attuned to it somehow and seen its possibilities.
Well, it could. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could also be, the key to a lock or something. Correct?
Yeah. I mean, that's
Could
literally
work
what
in
you
that
just did. Those
way. Yeah.
little pieces had abjuration magic. Like, yes, it could be some kind of key or passage or something that something that denotes magically an item.
I think it's certainly worth, when we rest this evening, try to discover its abilities, see if you can wear it. But it could also, is that possible? Attune to it, perhaps?
We could spend the time to try and.
I would suggest also it could perhaps be a key into the Shade Assembly.
Well,
Yeah. Again, we're filling in a lot of blanks from an S and an A.
But anyway, we should hold on to it, I suppose,
Well,
as long as it's.
What other strong magical groups have S and A?
I mean, it could have been
Could
the
be
initials of
initials.
a person.
Or a
Yeah,
tribe.
Sam-
Or a.
Auric.
Sam
Sam
Auric is a
Auric.
good old friend of Safira's. Could have been his.
Yeah, me and Sam go way back.
Oh no, Sam's dead.
Oh, we killed Sam. Well, thank you. That was a good idea. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Well, perhaps it was a key to something in that.
Well, if it is
I
any
don't
kind of
believe
key,
so.
then we're definitely going to want it coming
As
up.
you said, there was a lot going on.
Sorry.
Can't fucking believe that we're so close to getting into the Shade Assembly, potentially.
Who else do we
Into
know?
the forest.
Well, yeah.
The Shade Assembly
that's
and the
what I
forest
mean.
are two different
Yeah,
things.
no, I know.
Is there anything else, before we approach, is there anything else we know of Finlock Forest and the Shade Assembly? Who might be there? We know that Grimari was rumored to be there.
He was trying to get in there. Whether he succeeded or not,
Well,
we don't
no,
He was
Samuel
trying to take shelter there, wasn't he?
Samuel Precus, the author, said that Grimari was, the rumor was that he made his
He
way
had
to
made
Finlock
his
Forest.
way, and that he was in fact being sheltered at the Shade Assembly. That was
Sure, that's the rumor.
That's the rumor, and Josco confirmed that he was trying to get protection.
It could be true, yeah.
Is there anyone else?
Who else did Grimari go to for help?
It was Josco, but then Josco referred him to either Winston Muldoon or
Or
Valko,
Valko Lavinia?
the explosions
I
expert.
wish I was familiar enough to. Now that we know that Winston's either under attack or dead,
None of us have.
Josco was attacked. Maybe that was wrong time, wrong place, but who knows? But maybe Valko has also been.
None of us have met Valko. We've only heard his name. He's a teacher in Tuktu now. We couldn't get to him.
But if somebody is tracking Grimari along those groups of people,
Oh, I
suppose.
see what you mean.
going
You
from,
think your other half is tracking Grimari?
I didn't say that.
Hey, he might be
I
tracking you.
my well, the only thing I believe is that my other half is tracking the Chimera. They're making their way to the Chimera. This could be somebody entirely different. He didn't exist as my other half when we started looking into where Grimari was.
What does your other half look like? Do you know?
It's a half-orc.
Half-orc.
Wears a cap.
What kind of cap?
What?
A flat cap.
Flat.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't look anything like the half-orc in the picture from the harvesting house.
I don't think so, but I also haven't gotten.
He's not
Dardanok
blonde, is he?
Jr.?
I haven't
Well,
gotten a very,
We'd be
very
so
good.
fucked if that was Dardanok Jr.
Well, also,
The only thing between those two was that they were both half
But
orcs.
the
So you
portrait-
didn't see any distinguishing features.
And I didn't get like a really good look at his face ever. It's
Nope.
usually been obscured or
Yes,
from the
you
back.
haven't gotten a good look at
Yeah.
the other
I have not gotten
other
a-
clerics.
Okay.
I have not gotten a good look. If I saw them in person, there's a good chance I'd be able to pick them out. But
Okay. Do you think he's doing the same thing that you're doing with the the
Hand burning.
yes.
that's where I learned it.
Ah, so then I suppose we can look for bodies with that, we didn't forget about or something.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Cool.
should
Well-
we be going?
Yeah, let's please get the fuck out of here. I really don't like it.
Okay.
I find it quite peaceful.
Oh, yeah,
Well-
fuck's sake. Jesus. Isn't canon.
Jeez, us.
for old training buddy, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus and I go way back.
Hey Zeus, I wish you were here with me again. My old friend.
You guys pick up your things, sort of slinging bags over shoulders, picking yourselves up from seated positions on the floor of this temple here. There's lots sort of happened in this temple, a lot of rummaging around, looking around, now resting, the sort of noise turning to peace, and now back again to the sort of sounds of nature and the promise of the road ahead. You guys start to move across the thin bridge, now in the opposite direction, the first time setting foot on it, having sort of nervously marched forward and said your words of prayer, and now sort of more confidently striding forward. You look down off to the left and see some of the rubble across the ground where some of those stone defenders fell apart after the magic was deactivated. In addition, as you're walking across off the right side, you look down and quietly there's sort of a furry, beaked face looking up, watching figures kind of move. And it looks like it's kind of in a ready position, but it doesn't make any move. It's just sort of tracing your movement. And then it...
Reach into like the part that has rations and stuff, and something that looks like jerky or something. I'll just throw it down.
I really wish you could talk to one of those, Safira.
I know, me too. They're pretty cool.
couple of steps in the opposite direction. And you leave sort of...
She looks at its fluffy butt mockingly.
As it turns around, you see its fluffy butt. And as you reach the other end of the bridge and you walk forward, you kind of give one last look back and you realize that Owlbear's kind of got the place to itself now. It's all
buddy,
his.
yay! What a
So,
good dad.
After a
Friends
time,
to owlbears.
after a time of sharing it with Construct,
Temple of Owl.
Oh.
it finds the book upstairs.
Yeah.
And you guys start to walk away from the temple, heading under that overhang and moving
I
forward.
almost asked where our horses were for a second.
Dead
Yeah,
in the
horses
ground,
is
deceased.
Why are they dead?
It's my fault.
Yes.
You renew your resolve, and you head forward. There's a little bit of sweat pooling in the area between your clothes and your backpacks from hours of hiking and conflict. And as the day wears on, you long for that ocean breeze that you just got a taste of during your trek to Hilotta Harbor along the beach when you were with Manager. Just that nice air coming in fresh off the water. Your companion's footsteps are quiet along the forest floor. But even if they weren't, it would be hard to hear them over the abundance of birds. Dodging between the lodgepole pines, small flocks fly confidently from branch to branch, sometimes startlingly close to your face, sort of right in front of you.
No, this is good news. That means there aren't big predators around.
I know, but
Yeah, none of
don't
these
fly my face.
smaller species, they don't seem aggressive or dangerous. It's just sort of more evidence of how comfortable they feel in this habitat, that your presence doesn't sort of spook them in any way.
This would have been a better place to rest. Just saying. We didn't know, but it's nice here. Look, all those little birds. No predators.
Erland's taking up the rear Safira's advice.
I'm right in front of Orba. Like, stupidly close.
Orba's like
to it.
firing you the whole time.
You're like bumping into my back.
And after a little bit of marching through this relatively tranquil, sort of peaceful stretch here, you hear a little bit of sound that cuts through the sounds of nature from a distance. Perception checks.
No.
You're gonna make us roll.
We hear nothing, Matt. We hear nothing. No, we actually do hear nothing.
My last 2 first rolls were 1s.
Just roll the die, bro. 6.
10.
14.
12.
Oh, wow, really?
Streak is
Nice
broken.
and mediocre.
Yeah.
And Safira, feeling especially vigilant, sort of keeping Orba in her sights at all times. You hear in the distance what sounds like voices, like in common.
Okay.
You strain to hear a little bit, and it sounds almost like there's a little bit of call and response. One voice, and then a chorus of voices. Back. Sort of back and forth. One voice, multiple voices. The shouts, as you creep a little bit further forward, are paired with a stomping that sounds like boots on wooden boards. So there's kind of a rhythm to it.
Sound like construction to me of some kind?
No, not construction.
Does it sound like a folk band?
No, there's no.
No Lumineers vibes? Okay.
As far as you can tell. So yeah, a little bit of back and forth call and response kind of shouting. It doesn't sound like any tools are in use as far as you can tell in terms of construction.
Safira,
Yeah.
does it sound like one voice and then multiple voices?
Safira's the one who hears it first,
okay.
but yes, it sounds like one voice and then multiple voices calling in response to that first voice, but you can't make out what they're saying.
Is this some kind of training?
Safira says, because she's the one who heard
I'm
it.
sorry.
Is this some kind of training?
Safira, what do you hear?
I don't know, it sounds like not,
Damn it.
or like, I don't know if it's, I thought construction, but I don't hear tools. Let's try to be quiet and we can get up a little closer and see.
Far north.
I don't fucking know.
There's no settlements up here, are there?
No,
It's not
I
no
don't I
man's
know of.
land. People come out here.
Just
So
Only way we're gonna find out is if we keep going forward.
quietly.
quietly, because obviously, just let me stand in front. I'm gonna kind of stand in front and like keep her behind me.
Creep a
Walk
little
ahead.
further forward. People, you can hear your companions sort of right up behind over your shoulder. And as you creep forward a little bit, the terrain's dipping just enough to give you a decent view, and you can see that down the road, there's really a road, but down the route that you're taking a ways, there's kind of a dilapidated shack. Again, not unusual. You've seen a number of broken down structures and abandoned buildings that people no longer have in use. But this dilapidated shack, it looks like the roof kind of caved in or fell off. The roof is open. You can see into the open second floor. And there's maybe 8 or 9 people in kind of whitish but grass-stained robes, look to be practicing forms of some kind. One person's kind of moving.
Like monk forms?
Kind of, like martial art forms, yes. You see one person moving, and then the other people sort of repeating the motion. So
I
they look
wanna
to be
look
going through a series of forms.
For very specifically if I see any snake symbols
Give me a
on
perception.
their robes.
Do you want the Dear me.
Perception? God damn it, Matt! 12!
Difficult to
I
tell
have
from
a
this far.
bad modifier on that one.
Tricky to tell from this far.
Um,
The robes are also pretty loose-fitting, like if they had any tattoos on their arms, or so, you wouldn't be able to tell.
I'm
that
gonna
they're
reach.
covered.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, remind me, the forked tongue is on the coast. Like, we'd hit that coming back, right?
No, the Temple of the Forked Tongue was said out of Iramapura, which you guys have not been. That's all the way on the other side.
I thought it was...
Yeah, you are not near the. I mean, again, sometimes monasteries have, other settlements that are associated, but as far as you know, the official.
Oh, that guy who was trading with them that we met nearby here was trading with them in Iramapura.
He may have trained there initially. Yes, that's where the official monastery is outside of Racioppo, which is pretty far from where you guys are.
I'm gonna reach sort of around Orba to grab Erland, who I know is behind her.
You guys are all within vicinity.
I believe it's you, Orba, Graven.
Oh.
In any case, you summon Erland.
Erland.
Uh-huh.
Kind of quietly, I need you to get up a little closer. Look at what's going on there. See if you recognize anything. And specifically, look for any serpent symbols.
Well, yes. Does the training look familiar to me?
You might need to get a little closer. I mean, it looks kind of generic martial arts from
Okay.
this distance.
Hold here for a moment.
Okay.
Be quiet. Don't let them see you.
I'm going to just quietly move along the path towards them.
Give me a stealth check.
21.
The wooding here is fairly sparse, but you dart from tree to tree pretty quickly. You try to maintain always to have some kind of trunks between you and the dilapidated shack to make sure that they never, if they catch a glimpse of something, that they might just think it's, a branch moving or a creature moving between the trees. You get up closer and those shouts start to get a little louder, and it seems most of the time like they're not even words. It's mostly like grunts, like huh, and things that aren't actual words. As you get up closer, you also notice that they're not bad, but they're also not, they don't seem expertly trained. Like the person who's leading the exercises will do something, and then the group will respond, and they're doing the right kind of form, but it's not in like perfect, rigid unison, like expertly disciplined. It seems like training. It seems like some people who may be in the early stages of their training. Nothing about the sort of technique means anything to you. Like no, they don't do anything that you're like, the signature ove of something.
Well, Atonement has a
okay.
very specific,
Yep.
beat you if you fuck up kind of thing.
You see nothing. You see no indications that you recognize in particular, and other than their kind of, again, dirtied simply from walking through the woods robes, like they have no signifying symbols, jewelry, tattoos, nothing.
Variety of races, or?
Yes, full variety of all kinds of people training here on the second floor.
Sort of gesture to the group.
Okay. I'll go closer.
Yeah, I'll
Are you
sort of
guys trying to
quietly-
stay
no,
out
I'm
of?
trying to.
Sure.
Okay,
quiet.
give me stealth checks as you guys all.
You
creep
asked for
closer.
this.
You asked for our not.
just-
You asked for a
I
stealth
see
check.
that they all suck, so I'm not.
Natural 20.
Oh,
So stealthy.
Yes. 12 for me.
15.
okay,
Guys, that was great.
Everyone creeps up
Hello,
after
everyone.
following Erland's lead to stick and make sure that there's always some kind of obstructions between you to keep vision from being fully clear.
Holy shit.
Made it up to me.
You guys get up to Erland, and now you can all kind of see what he saw. I mean, you're not sort of identifying all the specifics, but you can hear that none of them are really words. You don't see anything that you recognize.
Or, can we can see like there's a clear leader and there's a
Yeah,
clear
there's
follower.
one who seems to be facing the group. There's one single person, and then looks like 8 people facing the other direction toward that leader or person who's running the exercise.
How many in total? Sorry.
9, so one person leading it, and then 2 rows of 4 on the other.
Where's the spyglass?
Me.
I want to look real quick and look at the leader and just see if he has. Does it look like recent or wounding of any kind? Like, does it look like he's been in battle or in a fight?
Give me a perception check.
Well, he's looking at that actually. Is there? Sorry.
17.
17. The only thing you can tell, you see no wounds, no blood or anything like that, no bruising, but he's sweating pretty heavily. It seems like either they've been at this exercise for a while or they've been traveling before they got to this. Like he's sort of, you can see his chest rising and falling. Like sort of going through some form, so he looks like he's been kind of working up a sweat. It's a human man, sort of long hair that's down to his shoulders. It's very sweaty and kind of sticking to his face in a number of places. A couple times he kind of wipes it out of his face there.
Now, there's a decent number of guys. Are there tracks leading from the direction we came or past the shack?
Pretty tough to say. It's a mixture of kind of rock and dirt where you guys are at the moment. There might be some things like parts where rocks got kind of impressed into the ground that could have been a person, could have been an animal. It's hard to tell. So
They don't seem very well trained, to be honest with you.
Okay, you don't see any of the. And I'm looking too as I'm asking him.
No signifiers of any monastery that I would see. Also, for what it's worth, when you're in a monastery, typically you're at the monastery unless you're doing field work, and none of these
Well, I
And none of
suppose-
these trainees seem to be skilled enough to be...
Well, the thought that I had is that it could be that someone who maybe left a monastery is training a small group of subjects.
Does the guy leading the training seem to be pretty good, or does it seem to be pretty...
He seems more competent than the others. I mean, he's leading some exercises, so you can't be like, wow, he looks like an expert fighter. But his forms are cleaner than the students or the people
They're
he's training.
hopefuls. They're hopefuls for other monasteries, people who wish to enter.
I
I
unfortunately
imagine.
don't know. We don't
You know
communicate much
what
with
could answer all of these questions?
Yes, I think we should talk
Well,
to them.
okay.
I'm
so-
simply articulating that I don't think they're an immediate threat, so we don't need to
Okay. that's
approach with any
fine.
hostility.
I was gonna suggest that just because of our luck, we just go around, but we can go and chat if
Alright.
we want to chat
They
as
could
well.
have things we could trade for.
May I?
Sure. I mean,
Lead,
but just
to lead the way?
Yes, perhaps.
don't.
I'll
how
ask
about-
to.
can
I'll
I-
ask to
can I
join
ask-
in.
Can I
Perhaps.
ask something? Don't lie about something that you don't need
Well,
to.
we're going to be with him. We're all going up together.
I know, but is it your mouth that's going to be doing the moving and speaking?
Yeah, I'm simply going to ask if perhaps I can join them as for some fun
No,
for a
what?
moment.
Hang
Okay,
on.
we'll be right there
Why?
with you. So let's go.
Okay,
Just
why?
move forward.
Just gonna
See.
see.
So you guys were probably, 60 to 80 feet off, and you're now creeping a little closer. And finally, you get close enough that even over the sound of their training exercise, a couple of the sort of on the trainees' sides, sort of looking off to see you guys, kind of in the distance. And the guy leading the training notices that. He sees that some of his people are looking off in the distance, and he kind of looks over his shoulder. One more round, everybody. One more round through, yes?
Sorry to interrupt. You didn't have to stop.
That's all right. They're going to continue. Pat Nanursin, travelers. And you've heard that phrase before. Jillian said that when you met kind of elves, the Radiran elves. That's just sort of a safe travels and sort of good tidings as he sort of motions to you. I hope you're finding your way safely through these woods.
Doing our best.
Yes, I'm impressed with your trainees.
Thank you. My name is Master Lorison Peel, and these are my initiates in the newly established Way of the Closed Foot technique.
Oh, cool. Sure. What does that mean, closed foot?
Well, it's an approach to self-defense that I believe will endure the test of time.
Oh, okay.
Is it in any way?
And at this point, they've kind of finished going through another round. Let's go. And they start to.
I didn't mean to interrupt, and
That's all right. They've got to do at least 20 before we stop.
well, perhaps for fun. It's been quite some time since I've properly trained. Could I join you for a round or two, perhaps?
Oh, well, if you'd like to join, there is a fee.
Oh, I just meant for a round or two.
Oh, well, that sounds like something that would be fun in your own time.
Sure, I was simply always curious to learn new fighting techniques.
Never give anything away for free. That's what my father always said.
Sure.
Ah, who was your father?
He was Mr. Peel.
A monk as well, then, like yourself.
No, he was not.
Where did you learn this fighting technique?
I am from Katil originally, and I have traveled a bit, and I didn't get into some of the monasteries that I wished to, and so I decided to start one of my own.
Sure,
That's
noble.
admirable.
Is this your base of operations here?
We travel around a bit, but it is important to train in a place where danger lurks around every corner. Otherwise, how will you learn?
I kind of look around as he says that, like looking for anything even remotely dangerous.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Yeah, I'm hearing these cute little birds, and I'm like, yeah, real danger.
Lorison Peel?
Lauriston Peel.
Yeah, I don't perceive any danger. 7.
I mean, chirping birds and
Yeah.
open forest as far as the eye can see. So.
Actually, it would be good for us to know. Sorry to take more of your time, but is there anything dangerous in the area?
Yes, bandits,
Oh, right.
creatures. If you go down to the coast, you'll find merrows and scions and anything you can imagine.
Have you I just mean on this sort of path, have you encountered anything like that?
Yes, we have.
Sorry, what should I be expecting in our...
We've been hassled by bandits more than once.
right.
But
sorry.
my advice is, and he sort of looks at your overstuffed backpacks, have very little on you that they'd want to steal.
Ah, yes. Well,
Is your technique in response in any way to the open hand technique?
Yes.
Ah. You've taken some of the open hand techniques and adapted them into your own?
I wished to train in the ways of the open hand, but I was not accepted, so I did the opposite and did the closed foot instead.
Yes, of course. Which monasteries did you try and get into?
Well, I would have hoped to go to the Temple of the Forked Tongue.
It feels like having to turn away to avoid showing him that she's laughing. Poor guy.
In our school, when it comes to power, speed has everything to do with it. Speed is the name of the game. And he sort of looks at Erland after sort of Erland's curiosity and suggesting it joining in. Would you perhaps care for a demonstration, since you seem so interested?
ah,
Yes.
yes.
I love that, yes.
How about and he holds up his hand and everyone stops, and you can see when he holds up his hand to stop the trainees, there's a sense of relief that washes over after going, some of these guys a little out of shape, some people who are, sort of not in the best. Yeah, some of different ages, some too old, some too young to be kind of out here on the peninsula, but all of them training here vigilantly so, and they're sort of huffing and puffing and breathing a little bit. How about I make it a little more interesting for you? If you manage, and he's sort of grandstanding a little bit to his trainees, to strike me just once in 30 seconds, I will pass on to you, and he reaches into his robe and takes out a little piece of paper. I will pass on to you this scroll for the Longstrider spell. It is a highly prized possession for those in the way of the closed foot, because as I said before, speed is the name of the game.
Erland's gonna slap him.
Right, give me a...
my.
Yep.
Stop, that's
18
gonna
to
hit.
18 to hit.
No, that's gonna hit.
And everyone... Oh! A man must know when he is beaten. And he hands the Longstrider spell scroll. Yeah.
Honorable.
That's very noble of you. Thank
Sir.
you.
May I give you some advice?
Erland.
Quietly.
You're always in combat, friend. Combat never begins, it never ends. It's always present.
It never begins. Seems like he repeats it, and it sounds like he's trying to memorize that.
Oh my god.
Repeats. It's good. Very good.
Sir,
Yes.
of these dangers in the area, have you seen... We passed a flock of sturges,
Oh,
and we heard that there was perhaps a nest, a large hole in the ground, a broken watchtower.
Oh, yes. If you keep on and you veer off to the left, the ground will start to dip down toward the coast. And before you get all the way to the beach, you will see trees that don't look like they're growing straight up, all sort of tilted and so forth. That's the sign to perhaps look for this watchtower that you speak of.
oh, right.
Although for us, it's mostly a sign to stay away.
How long will it take us to get to that area?
Perhaps an hour and a half, 2, as the crow flies.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right helpful. Thank you so much.
Though I would say to be careful. The water flowing underground has caused it to sink, and there are some caverns there.
Ah.
You'll also probably know when you're close because the air will be thick with sturges.
Oh,
If
right.
you like your blood better when it is inside your body,
I do.
you might want to steer clear.
Ah, okay. That's really helpful. Thank you.
Would you like me to take a moment and perhaps show you one of the forms of the open hand?
Sort of looks to his trainees. I think you better not.
All right.
I appreciate the gesture.
Sure.
Where did you train?
Just gonna smile at him.
Forked tongue. I can tell.
Oh yeah? Why?
Tight-lipped. Stern.
Roland's gonna reach into his bag and pull out the fork-tongue earring.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude.
Nasty.
I knew it.
Good guess.
Is there anything else that I can do for you before I get back to my exercises?
I don't think so. You've been wonderfully helpful. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You have taught me new things, and there is something to be said for that.
Yes. Good luck, trainees. Stick with it.
Kind of
Work
waving
hard.
as well.
He motions with his hand, and all of them kind of sort of give like a bow on their way by, sort of instructed to do so.
Your master is wise. Listen to him.
So cute.
Again! And he starts to climb back up to that sort of second floor of the dilapidated dwelling there. Yeah. And you can start to hear them sort of...
When we hear them kind of go back and we're a little bit further away and we feel like we're out of earshot.
Erland, what did I say about not lying, about things that you don't need to lie about? You could have said nothing. You could have just nodded. You could have just kept your lips tight.
Pretty much said nothing.
No, he pulled out the little symbol that we stole off a body that
It's
we killed.
extremely important that only certain people know where I train.
I know, I'm just saying you didn't have to say anything. You could have just said nothing, and he
That-
still wouldn't have known.
Listen,
But now he knows something, and the something that he knows is a lie.
He let him down.
I don't think it matters. I'm just saying. I'm just
you
saying.
saw what happened to Dodd.
You could have said nothing. That would be the same thing. It would have been the same thing. If you had said nothing, it would have been exactly the same thing.
If-
You would have known.
Safira's like
exactly-
still walking. You could have said nothing. He's like moving away from the party. You said nothing. You could have said nothing.
What?
It's interesting that you kept a souvenir.
Of course.
Why?
Because it comes in handy, like it did now.
Yeah, you really got us out of a pinch there.
I got myself... You all met Dodd, right? You saw what happened to him. Right now, I am, yes, on contract, but we are very far off route.
Just saying, it's
If
interesting.
anyone were to find out what is happening, I could be sent back. It's important that people don't know.
Okay.
You could have said nothing.
I'm
That's
glad-
all I'm trying to say. You would have still not known.
Longstrider.
Why are you giving this to me? He said it would be helpful for you.
I know. Don't you want it?
Wait, how do spell scrolls work?
There's a little homebrew, we do it this way. A non-magic user can use spell scrolls. It's based on your sort of spell modifier, which for monks would be wisdom. So it would be, you could fail and then not be able to cast the spell, which is the short version of it.
Can you guys not learn spells from a spell scroll?
I can.
A wizard can add spells to their
It's
spell.
expensive.
Yeah.
Did you have any interest in learning this completely?
I wouldn't mind looking it over just to see what
Sure.
it does.
Sure.
That's right. Useful. I'm glad he. I was hard not to laugh. I feel a little bit bad for him, but
Nothing wrong being self-taught.
no, that's not what I mean. I mean he just slapped him before.
Oh yeah, that was
That's what I mean.
kind of funny.
I'd rather not get in a fight with him, so I figured I'd end it quickly.
No, it was a little funny in kind of a sad way.
I think he was asking for a fight.
Well, to hit him in 30 seconds would have involved some sort of sparring.
So he mentioned the location of this place. Does that change any of our plans?
How far away is
No,
it?
I
Sorry.
Said an hour and a half to
It's
2.
before nightfall, is what it is.
Well, what we could do, obviously, is we could get to sort of an area nearby, rest, and then attack that in the morning if we wanted to. I don't know how much time we feel like we have, but
Scouted in a way.
well, the last time we've tried to do that, we just ended up running in. I'm not saying it has to happen again this time. I'm just saying if there are sturges everywhere and if there's shit already going on, then we are likely to just run in. So we're
Would
not
you
looking
like
good for
any
that.
of these items that we could find in this location, Erland? It's gonna be helpful for you.
I mean, it's so vague, right? I mean, yes, in theory, plants could be useful for me, but it could also be mounds of riot root that we could all distill.
I mean,
It could be, we just don't know. The shit list is so vague and it's...
Didn't seem like Emmett Desmond knew his
Yeah.
rare plants all that well.
fair enough.
Well, this is
On
a
the other
good
hand, it
choice.
could be charcoal and collie pellet, which would be obviously immensely useful.
Well, if it's
Those are
that-
man.
Yeah, you
made,
wouldn't
though,
find
correct?
that in the wild. You could
Could be
find
both charcoal and collie
can't-
next to each other.
smashed between a boulder and created.
He doesn't know how to make those, does he? Yeah.
As
I would-
far as you know, there's only one place that's making them.
Although, I said it was a group decision, but we are on a time management. It's your time, so do you want to take a possible indirect
Detour.
route?
I think that if we go vaguely in that direction, we may learn or see something. We may wish to just bypass it and continue along the road.
So at least try to track it out first, and then keep moving if we need to.
It's in the forward direction.
Yeah.
It's-
I mean, if you go forward, basically they were saying you're gonna be moving, you're continuing to move kind of northeast, and you could like go straight kind of through, and that would be more wooded, or you could kind of veer off more toward the beaches and the coast. And he was saying if you sort of favor a coastal direction, that you might run into where some of the ground is unsteady.
Favoring the coast will maybe give us more evidence of a counterpart, as well as information about this hole.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
It seems the best route then.
Yeah, let's go.
Again,
Taking up the rear again.
slowly letting the sounds of training and shouting fall into the distance there.
Cute.
You guys move on. Your trek to the peninsula continues, with a stretch of walking that bears no bad omens. No screeching of sturges, nor armored footsteps of bandits between the trees. Slowly, the ocean is creeping closer and closer, but the terrain stays high for the time being. A little more time to kill before the cliffs kind of level off and you can work your way down to the shore. Animal sightings are frequent and often exciting because of their relative rarity. Some black-plumed mollymocks are taking to the skies. You see some curious copper-scaled jaculi hanging from the branches up above, and the blurry outline of fasties sprinting through the underbrush in packs of 2 or 3. There's speedy little upright lizards that are hardy enough to act as mounts for small humanoids, and halflings actually use them for this purpose. Halflings sometimes ride these creatures, like they're large enough to ride.
That big?
You guys have actually heard of Fisties, mentioned very briefly earlier in this campaign, at the Broken Crown Station with Ravi's brother. You found that list where they had a list of people they wanted to steal from. It sounded like the Broken
yeah.
They were like, oh, we saw a guy with a caravan who was carrying this. Someone was transporting a couple of Fasties. I mean, they can be worth a decent amount of money because they're sort of speedy little mounts, right? But most people are too big to ride one.
That means us, right? No.
You have to be.
What if we had one on each foot?
If you can balance like that, maybe.
They're worth more alive than dead. Yeah.
They're worth almost nothing dead. They're sort of.
Erland murders. Graven murders one from Safira.
You said you wanted.
You wanted one.
No.
The tranquility here with all the animals, it conjures memories of the Redirans, displaced from their home by Black Lion barbarians and setting out to find a new unclaimed land to settle on. You wonder if this area, despite its dangers, might make for a suitable new beginning. And then you recall the rumor that Emmett Nesbitt brought up just very offhandedly about the wizards of Finlock keeping the area free from inhabitants. And you wonder if there's any truth to that. And if there is truth to that, how exactly they might enforce that in a way. And you wonder if maybe not such a great place to settle, given the possible present danger. After some time of watching the wildlife come and go through the trees, in the branches, out on the horizon, Safira picks up on one creature that seems to be reappearing in regular intervals. Like you'll see it, and then it disappears. And then you think you see it again, and the first couple times it happens, it sort of doesn't even register because there's multiples of all kinds of it. You're not even sure it's the same one. But it was notable the first time you saw it because of how few species of owl are active during daylight hours. It looks like an owl, but it's still daylight out. The light's still out. And it grabs your attention again when you realize that it seems to have some leaves kind of caught in its front plumage there. And at first you thought it might just be random foliage from flying through the trees, like if it landed in a bush or a shrub and it got some leaves kind of caught in it. But as you get a better look, it's actually 2 large fronds pointed outward and perfectly mirroring each other, sitting just below its throat, like a little leafy bow tie almost. And it doesn't fly alongside the party, but it does continue to follow you guys. Like it'll fly up to a branch and then watch you guys go by, and then you'll hear it kind of.
I'm gonna take a second and I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
So you guys watch as Safira seems to be kind of quietly muttering an incantation there in front of you.
And kind of. Hello, I like your.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, I'm talking. I'm making
She's kind of making.
What is that?
I like your little feathers there, your sort of plant decorations. What are those for?
And as you speak, it hops off the branch that it's on and glides down and then kind of lands right in front of the group here, sort of standing on the forest floor.
Hi.
Your weapon arouses curiosity.
Oh, my bow.
The spirits inside seem content,
Oh,
at ease.
I would hope so. Yes.
Where did you acquire it?
What do you mean?
Where did you acquire the weapon?
Do you mean when did it acquire its sort of unique power?
No, when did you acquire it?
Well, I acquired it from my infantry, didn't I? Wasn't it like...
The bow itself,
Yeah.
yes. Back from back home.
I got it back home when I was in the Bloodhawk infantry.
Where's home?
Well, it's the mainland. If that helps you. I don't know how much...
What is happening?
I don't know.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Yes, please.
I am Scooter the Astute.
Hi, Scooter.
I see much.
Oh, yes.
I see the tortoise that lies within.
Yes, there is a big tortoise. That's very good, Scooter.
No need to patronize.
I genuinely... I'm so sorry.
I know the tortoise well.
Like, personally.
I, too, was a warden of the Ackley Grove.
Shut the fuck. No way, wow.
When my time was done, I came north. The fauna here is as vibrant and diverse as it is down below, but it is haunted by humanoid inhabitants,
Sure.
lacking the veneration of the Ackley Elves.
Right. We're not looking to disturb anything here. We're just passing through.
No, I see that. I see much. I am Scooter the Astute. My guidance is better served here, but it saddens me to learn of the tortoise's passing.
Yes, it saddened us too.
I wish I had been there at the end.
I wish I had been there before the end.
Was it with honor?
No,
Oh,
I'm sorry. But now I think he carries honor with me.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, yikes.
Get my bow, little boy.
Oh, wait. I never roll well on those. I'm not even prepared to roll well. I have nothing, do I? No. That's 16.
16.
Nice.
You see the sort of front plumage kind of rustle a little bit.
that is good to hear. This area has no distinction as warden, but still the animals here need help. The roving brigands take as will, and show only contempt for the land, and the weather changes violently and unpredictably. I ask not your help with the weather,
Okay.
but I would seek the assistance of one who circulates with spirits. I have a simple task, one that would require little of your time, but much of your focus.
Okay. What is it?
Can you do this?
What is it?
He looks kind of to your companions.
There's an owl. The owl's looking at me.
Yeah, shut up.
Is it friendly?
It's friendly. It's very friendly.
Okay.
There is a hollow nearby,
Gonna do attack it.
where an Eblis is currently trapped in a cage.
Do I know what that is?
You do. An Eblis is like a massive crane. It's a big bird. It's sort of black and white plumage. And they're notable because they actually have a little bit of innate magic. Like they can kind of cast spells. They're not really casting in the sort of traditional sense, but yeah, they have a little bit of magic in them. They're They're sort of rare, sort of powerful birds.
Cool brand.
It's a large crane with black and white plumage.
Okay,
Eblis are stubborn and ornery,
sure.
but they possess some innate magic, which makes them very useful as pets.
Why is he in a cage?
To attempt domestication.
Well, that's not a good way, is it?
No. The bandits of these hills utilize a barbaric process in which they lock the Eblis underground in darkness until its spirit is broken.
That's horrible.
If possible, I would have you free this bird.
Well, you don't have to ask me twice.
I
Is there
would
anything
not.
else that's down there?
I would not normally ask a human's help, but one with a connection such as yours seems like a task I could hand off to you.
Well, I'm honored that you'd ask me. I'd be happy to do so. Just, I'm trying to make sure that my companions are safe as well. Is there anything else I should expect down there other than this bird?
There are no brigands inside.
Okay.
I know this because I have placed a curse upon the hollow,
Oh, wow. You
one that is
placed-
harmful to those who do not understand its function.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Something I picked up as my time as a warden.
Wow. That's very cool. It won't affect us.
It will.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me?
I am afraid you are human, and there was no way for me to make the curse not
sure.
affect humans.
Okay, what does it do, just so I know which, if any, of my companions I should bring down there with me? I should potentially just go alone.
I will perch at the entryway
Okay.
and call out if anyone approaches while you are inside. You can go in yourself or with your companions. I leave that up to you.
Okay. What will this curse be doing to me?
Because of the curse, you will hear noises as you explore the hollow. Do not fear, but pay close attention.
And he lifts one sort of feathered sort of wing there.
Close your eyes tight, and each sound must be followed by a gesture, lest you incur the wrath of nature. A growl begets an open palm across the body.
Oh my god!
Oh boy.
A hissing begets a cupped hand behind the ear. A screeching bird begets a finger over the lips. And a snarling, squealing boar begets a wrapped fist, one hand over the other.
So to go through those one more
Oh
time.
my god!
A growling begets an open palm across the body. Either one, didn't specify a hand, but open palm across the body. A hissing is a cupped hand behind the ear.
Is it what that is?
A screeching begets a finger over the lips. And a snarling or squealing begets one hand wrapped around the other, sort of fist wrapped around with the other hand.
Go inside, open the cage, escort the bird back out. It may resist your attempt to help.
Okay, that's
It could
fine.
very well attack you, but you must trust that you are doing what's best.
I still speak with the animals for the next 10 minutes, so.
Yes?
Okay.
It is my hope that the creature has not perished, and if it has not, that its spirit is not broken.
I hope so too. Let me have a moment to speak with my companions, and I will go down there.
And he flies kind of straight up and then onto a branch, like right above you. You can still see him there, looking down at you.
Okay. So, do you want to know what I was talking about with the owl? Yeah, okay.
Too bad, you can't.
So, that was the coolest owl I've ever encountered. He knew the tortoise in my bow because he was a warden. Isn't that cool?
The owl?
Yeah, the owl that's here
Uh-huh.
knows the tortoise in my bow. Like, personally.
Does he want to join it?
No. So, what he does want me to do is there's a hole, and there's this,
Oh, human holes.
Okay, listen.
The hole.
No, hear me out. not that one.
A different hole.
It's nearby.
He called it a hollow.
Remind me the name of the bird again. The kind.
Ebli.
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 It's spelled Eblis, but pronounced Ebli.
So there's an Ebli down there, in a cage.
French crane, yes.
It's
You would know that. You would know of an Ebli.
French crane.
there are
the Eblis.
Oh my god, talk to it. See if there's a French accent.
people trying to domesticate it, basically, and it's being trapped in a cage. They do it in sort of an awful way, and the owl would like me to fix it.
The bandits of this area trapped it.
Yeah, apparently it can be a pretty good pet. They can be useful. They've got magic. I don't know if it'll want to join us or anything, but I imagine helping this owl out, especially since we might pass through this area again, could be good for us, and it doesn't seem to be that high stakes. He did mention that there is a curse when you go into the hollow. He did warn us about that. He placed the curse, and there are some instructions for how to avoid that. I remember it, but I don't know if anyone wants to come down there with me. I would understand if you don't. I think perhaps I should go down alone.
Is the curse removed once you exit?
It didn't specify that. I can ask him. But I do only...
He didn't seem to imply that you become cursed.
It's like there is a
the
curse.
hollow
Okay,
is
got
cursed.
it.
So when you're in the hollow, the curse is active. When you're not in the hollow, the curse is...
No, I don't think it's going to affect me for, when I step out. It's just when you're in there, if you hear a growl, you have to do this. If you hear hissing, you have to do this. If you hear screeching, you have to do this. And if you hear snarling or squealing, you have to do this. I
What
don't know.
happens if you don't?
You get hurt by the wrath of nature or something.
So we're going into this hole.
Well, we don't all have to go in. So he is gonna sit up on a perch outside and let me know if anyone is coming in.
Okay.
And the curse basically, I suppose, just makes those noises occur, and then if you don't do the right thing, then it hurts you.
Okay.
And this Ebli might be grumpy, so I'm gonna have to, I would be grumpy if I'd been kept in a cage. So I'm gonna have to. It might,
It will
bite
be
me on the way out. It's gonna be fine.
Probably shouldn't do this alone.
Well, I figure it's just one bird in a cage down there. He said that there was nothing else in there, and it's just this curse, and you guys don't look very good, so...
Eblis are not just
I don't want to leave, basically, I don't want to go with, say, you, or... I don't want to go with someone who's looking really hurt, and I also don't want to have just two really hurt people waiting on their own outside when they could potentially be in danger, so I'm saying I run in there, make friends with the bird, which I only have a certain amount of time to do because this spell is going to wear off at some point in the near future. And, I should really actually make some haste.
They can look after themselves. I'm the strongest of the bunch. I'll wrangle it. Come on, let's go.
You're talking about them?
Yes.
Like, can you look after yourselves?
Well, yes, listen, we can get to the cave, the hollow, whatever, and we can see how deep it is, and you two can go in, and if you need assistance, you can call for us. Depending
I
on
would
how
also say, you know this, Ebli are huge. They're like 7-foot birds. So one person is not going to wrangle without a lot of difficulty an
Okay.
Ebli.
How tall are you?
Over 7 feet.
7'1".
7'2", motherfucker.
Got an inch on this thing.
Yeah, you're like
They're big
much taller
birds.
than me.
Are you insane? 2.5 feet taller than you.
I was kind of just hoping to open the door and be
Orba
like,
is 7
leave,
feet.
please!
I mean, yes, but if you needed to attempt to sort of wrangle it,
Okay.
it's a big bird.
You will not wrangle it yourself. I can help you.
Alright.
What do you need to do? Do you need to tame it? Do you
free
need to get
it.
it out?
I just need to free it.
So if you unlock the door
Yeah.
and then run out, and it follows you out, does that count as freeing it?
I would assume so, yeah.
Well, that's...
Well, let's go. You said we had to make haste, yes?
Yes, my spell where I can talk to them is going to wear off, and I'd like to be able to talk to this guy. So, what is the thing? So, if we hear a growl, what do we do?
Let's start walking and discuss on the way. Ask
Yes,
our friend
as
where to
we're
go.
walking, he told me where to go, didn't he?
He did not yet. You said you wanted to
I'm
consult
gonna
with
kind
your-
of wave to him. Would you lead the way, please?
He starts to fly off into the...
Okay, so growl.
Start to-
Open palm across the chest.
Right. Listen for the hiss.
Was that the squeal?
Yes, yes, that's appropriate.
That was
We already had a
growl.
growl. The growl was this.
Oh, but what's the difference between a growl and a snarl?
He also said sort of like squealing, like almost like a pig or a boar, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's
you're,
what?
You're right. That's so squealing or snarling. which
Punch the board, listen to the
listen
hiss.
to the hiss.
Quiet the screech.
Quiet the screech
And
and salute
smack
and
the-
smack the growl.
Smack the ground.
Growl,
Oh my god.
hiss, screech.
I don't see how this could go badly.
I don't see how it could go badly at all.
Erland, you and I should be prepared for any of these bandits to be checking in on their pet.
Yes, and also to run in and help handle the Eblis. That was such a
The croissant,
Emphasis
that's
on
down
the first
there.
syllable.
Is there an Eblis in the foyer?
Oh god.
Also, I'll repeat this because he was going through them very quickly, but eyes closed, tight shut, he said.
Oh, right.
When you do the...
You didn't say that.
What?
I
Eyes
didn't
closed?
mind anyway.
Anytime you do one of the symbols, it's eyes.
Also,
Tight shut.
I
Oh.
completely forgot and neglected to mention a very important detail, which is when you're doing the little symbols, when you hear the thing, you have to squeeze your eyes shut. Eyes shut. So growl, this, this.
All right.
I don't know.
Wee. Sweet.
And then you and I keep a lookout with. Can you perhaps let your owl friend know that we'll be when we're there? Let your owl friend know we'll be keeping a lookout to somehow notify us if he sees something. I assume
Oh,
he
he's
has-
just gonna squawk
Well,
if
perhaps
he sees something.
Oh,
So just
all right.
just do something if he
Good.
squawks.
Okay.
Okay.
Owls
He
usually
said that, right?
squawk.
He said he was gonna
So he's
like.
going to notify you.
Yeah,
and
he would
presumably
hoot
he would
or
make
something,
noise.
yes.
Yeah, we can call it a squawk.
He does a little hoot.
Hoot or screech.
The difference may be important in this
It
particular...
might.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. You guys are kind of at a jogging pace, moving... through
Ears
the
open,
forest.
eyes closed.
Can't lose.
Wow.
Oh, that was fucking awesome.
You follow as he's swooping through the trees with a kind of practiced elegance.
Oh my God.
Sometimes appearing to briefly vanish as his kind of patterned brownish feathers blend neatly with the color of the bark. And he didn't seem to be disingenuous when he said that the hollow wasn't far. It takes about 5 minutes for you to find the entrance.
Okay, so how many
You've got a
minutes
couple
do I
minutes,
have
like
left
maybe
on
2
my
minutes.
thing? Oh god,
So
okay.
you-
Do you have another spell slot?
No, yeah, I do. I just don't want to use it for this.
So it takes that time to find the entrance, and right away it's a not so hidden kind of tunnel that looks like it's burrowing into the rocky earth there. Difficult to discern whether it was originally man or animal made, but certainly large enough to walk through unhindered. It's large, the entrance to this sort of cave or hall or whatever it is. The owl kind of dips down and then goes up and then finds a little perch, sits patiently kind of on a branch just above the entrance, and he sort of, with rotating his head, looks to each of your companions and then to Safira, and then to the mouth of the cave. The light that's kind of just trickling through the threshold allows you to see that the hollow goes in maybe 20-ish feet before it splits in 2 directions, to the left or right. So it hits like a solid wall and then splits off to the left or right. And beyond that, you're relying entirely on either dark vision or some kind of external light, because it gets dark very, very quickly.
Am I allowed to use light in there?
Yeah, I'd say we should. I don't know. He didn't tell me about a split in the path. He didn't say anything about
He
that,
didn't
did
say.
he?
He's
Pick
still.
one to start with,
Yeah.
or ask him.
Can I run out and...
You guys haven't gone in yet. You're sort of at the
Oh.
mouth of the cave.
There's a fork. Which way is the Eblis?
Yesterday I asked a rodent to look inside and told me that both paths lead to the cage.
Oh, okay.
Take whatever course seems least troublesome to you.
Great. Great. And I'm gonna jog then back in to Graven. Okay, let's make light. Can you light your mace?
Usually.
Let's just say left path. Apparently they both get there.
All right.
Well, the first thing you notice when you step inside is the humidity. The air suddenly feels very dense, and the dirt beneath your feet
Gonna have a
sort of
respiratory infection.
it feels it's compressed as if kind of dampened the
It's
ground.
a magical bird.
That doesn't mean he can't get an aura.
Oh, je m'appelle l'oiseau.
The moist earth beneath your feet has a way of suppressing sound as well. It's very absorbent, whereas some caves kind of echo when you're standing in them. This one muffles. It has kind of the acoustic sensation of a much smaller tunnel, even though, it has a pretty considerable size. The left and right paths both lead to what look like dead ends. But with Graven's mace lighting the way, you realize that the ground on the bottom is open in both spots. 2 vertical shafts that lead straight down,
God.
rather than some kind of gradual slope or staircase. And the shaft on the right also has, what you're able to see clearly with the light from the mace, something anchored by the edge of the hole. It looks like a simple knotted rope ladder that's held at the top by a large metal spike driven into the earth. So if you had to guess, you'd imagine that was the route that was being used by whatever bandits were, using this sort of tunnel or passage or whatever.
Maybe we should have them come in and stay at the top of whatever path we're All right. Does it feel like it passes? Like, okay. Let's go.
That was
Going left,
so
right?
scary.
You're going the non-rope ladder
I
path?
think we should just
tell
go.
me.
Path less traveled. I don't know. We gotta keep moving.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Give me perception checks as you reach the lip of the...
God.
Can I clarify something with what we're doing out there?
as they're doing...
We should probably. Do you guys need a
5.
10? Okay.
We should perhaps hide nearby so that if someone approaches, they're not. Erland's gonna look to the owl. Do you understand
He
me?
doesn't understand you, Erland. He's an owl.
Okay, owl,
He might, but he can't.
we're looking out.
No.
With you?
Erland, just tell him where we're going to be. He's not going to understand any of this.
We're gonna hide over here. Okay?
Yeah, that sounded like he really got it.
Look, I'm trying to. He's on our side here.
I know.
Okay.
Just go.
So Erland's gonna make it. Is there a hiding spot around the corner? Is there a hiding spot around the corner?
I mean, there's trees and rocks and things. give me a investigation check to try and find.
Is it into the ground or is it like a cave?
It goes into the ground, so it's like a rock sort of dome but they walked deeper into it. So
Okay.
they're going into the earth.
I want to try and find a hiding spot wherein if 2 people were to approach the sort of hole, we'd be close to behind them.
Okay, give me an
So if they walk past us.
Find a sniper nest
9.
with 2 kids.
9. The wooded area here is
Would be nice.
pretty sparse. You could climb a tree. That might give you the best sort of vantage point, but
How are you at tree climbing?
No.
I'll climb and help you. Erland will climb a nearby tree.
you have some time to do so,
Okay.
so it's not difficult to do.
And then I'll give Orba a hand.
Okay.
And Erland's gonna sort
So
of.
the first kind of set of branches is probably 15 feet off the ground. So that's how high.
How
you
many
get.
feet? Sorry?
15.
Okay.
And you
Erland
could climb higher, but that's the first landing of branches there.
sort of poking his head out from the shrub. Owl! Owl!
Yeah. Erland.
We're here!
Erland. Erland.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a warden. I'm sure he's a smart creature. He knows that we just climbed up a tree.
I just want to be clear.
That's fine. I think he's got it now. Good job.
And on the inside, as you peer over the edge there, you hold your mace out to kind of get a look down below. Even with the mace, the color of the dirt is so sort of dark and homogeneous, like uniform in color. It's difficult to see maybe exactly how deep it is or anything. This one, because it has no rope ladder or anything, this is a vertical shaft.
Oh, fuck.
So you're either jumping down or like Spider climbing, down through the hole. In addition to that, from the light of the mace, you can see that there is the only breaks in the coloration of the soil are like thin whitish strands, sometimes that stretch across and connect back up with each other, sometimes in a circular formation, concentric circles,
Does it look like?
like webbing.
Oh, cool.
Cool!
So we see webbing on the one that's on the left and not on the one that's on the right.
You didn't peer down the other. The other one had the rope ladder, and this one has some kind
I
of
probably have
webbing
like 1
and
minute
stuff.
left on my spell.
You're just gonna have to cast it again, bro.
Yeah.
Can we?
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
I didn't hear anything.
This is.
I didn't hear it.
One must.
Oh my gosh.
That's 9.
9.
God, that was a lot of dice!
You take 12 psychic damage.
Oh!
And something, it feels like a sharp breeze passing through, but only kind of through your head, and it stings at the inside of your ears and rings for a moment.
We're gonna pick them up, Alex.
I wasn't listening.
Pay attention.
I know.
All right, we're gonna have to shimmy down this one because we still need to be able to use our hands to do these symbols.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
You're right. Okay.
Do you want to go first or me?
I'll go first.
All right.
So continuing down the one you
Listening
already
very
were
carefully now.
like it's small enough
Are
we
you?
can like use our legs and arms to kind of.
Yeah, so you basically, unless you're just jumping down, you're like bracing yourself as you're sort of working your way down.
Yeah.
You can do it with your back too, kind of
Okay,
like, you know,
yeah.
kind of crab, reverse
With
crab.
my lit up mace like hanging from my belt, and
Sure.
with a hand knowing that I might have to pull the hand free and brace myself with my feet at any time.
Okay, give me athletics.
Or
check.
both feet
You
because
said acrobatics!
Athletics.
Damn it.
being ready to brace myself with both feet in case I need to use both hands.
Okay,
So,
sure.
first
God,
God, dude.
motherfucker.
athletics 14.
7.
7. Who went down first? Safira went down first.
I did.
So the two of you are kind of slowly creeping your way down, and at one point you think you saw that Safira thought she heard something, a little paranoid now after that first sort of passing moment, and the soil beneath her hand kind of gives a little bit, starts to slide kind of down this. Give me a athletics or acrobatics to try and grab her.
Over 20,
okay.
22.
And you slow her descent a little bit, and you're sort of grabbing her by her arm there, and you're holding her, and then she looks down, and you're like a few inches off the ground.
Okay, okay. Then I'm gonna kind of carefully like put my foot
Straight.
down on the ground.
Give me a saving. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
God.
Do you not have it written down?
I do, but it happens so quickly I have to close my fucking eyes. All right. That was a screech.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
Oh my god.
20,
half damage?
21.
You take half damage. You take
Oh, it still does
half
damage.
of
Oh my
13,
God.
six
Alright.
psychic damage.
I can't go in this place. Don't go in! Holy shit.
Ringing in your ears for a moment, and then it slowly fades.
And I forgot to
All
tell
right,
you about
shush the screech, shush the screech. Gods, let's go. Come on.
All right.
Holding up the mace and moving
Give me
relatively.
perception checks as you're moving through this stuff.
There's no way I still have my stupid animals on, is there?
You guys are moving. I mean, you know, it's slowing down because I'm asking.
What, stealth?
9.
No, perception.
Sorry,
9.
16.
16.
Nice.
As you're moving through, you start to walk through this corridor, and all of a sudden, which is in stark contrast because of how humid it was when you entered, it's suddenly frigid in here, like freezing cold.
Not for me.
And yeah, less freezing cold for Graven. You can sense the cold.
Yeah.
And there's these webbings on the walls that look almost sort of tacky and gummy, like frozen maple syrup that still maintains a little bit of its viscosity. And that sort of, the webbing surviving these cold conditions makes you think that there might be ice spiders that have sort of made a home out of this place. You don't see any at the moment, but you see those sort of crackling crystalline webs that
I'm gonna
might
stop
indicate
Graven
the
for a
presence
second.
of those.
Just another thing to listen for. There might be ice spiders. Let's keep moving quickly.
Did the owl not warn
Didn't warn me
friendly
about it.
animals? Okay.
No.
Let's keep going.
And you continue through the corridor.
That was barely a screech. I was very confused by that one. Let's go.
Keep moving, keep moving.
Give me, as you guys are moving forward, some of that webbing that's stuck to the walls looks to also be creeping down onto the ground. So it started just patches here and there, and
I
now it's
wanna
sort of more
look-
extensive. Yeah.
Okay, can I try to avoid stepping on it?
Yes, you can.
And
Graven, try not to step on it. They'll know.
All right.
Give me acrobatics checks.
Ooh, that's spiders will know.
yeah, that's how they know where their prey is.
Acrobatics.
Fuck me.
11.
Mary, mother of fucking why? That's my question.
Matt's like, I didn't know that. That's a great idea.
11.
11 as well.
As you guys are walking along, the webbing is so omnipresent in
yeah.
here that it's difficult to get your
Some
feet into
tarantula
spots.
webbing.
And at one point, Graven's sort of large foot just taps one of these thick webs, and because the cold is like solidifying them, it doesn't just sort of brush against your ankle. It causes like a warped kind of
Yeah.
wobbling here on this larger web, and you hear kind of a
we just pick up the pace.
And you see out of your corner of your eye, just out of the range of Graven's
Just
kind of
because it
lit
sounded
mace.
kind of like a hiss. I was just doing that.
But it kind of, you see just a shadow like creep along the
Do
wall.
I know anything about ice? Are they like particularly aggressive or like?
It would take some provocation to get them to like
Yeah.
attack like a creature that was obviously
That's what I
bigger
was
and stronger than
If
them.
there
But
was only a few. But if
yes,
there's
and
many,
also if you stomped on their webs and stuff, sort of disturbed their home, they might defend themselves. But,
We have to be careful. Try not to step on the webs anymore.
Okay.
Listen. And I'm gonna try even more carefully this time to keep.
give me
moving.
stealth checks as you guys walk.
I don't want to use this one. No, I'm not using that one. I'm changing my stealth. 22.
22.
Nice.
You guys slowly creeping forward. And Safira, as she's guiding you forward, she's kind of showing you the spots. You have the light out, but she's guiding you kind of between the webs. One of them's kind of hanging down. You have to duck below it, and once again, it has that just slight sort of sort of aquatic, almost liquid sensation to it. You guys move forward, and you turn around just a small corner, and you see something a little dismaying.
No.
There's what looks like an opening into the next room or next quarter, whatever it is, and it's been boarded up with not sort of a solid barrier, but like 4 boards nailed into the wall, and they look less old. Like it looks like recently maybe the bandits have sealed off this area so that the spiders don't, work their way into the other. So there are planks sort of barring the way
I'm gonna
into the
immediately
next.
get out my hand axe and like
Wait, carefully before he does that, I want to put my ear against the boards to listen to see if I hear any humans.
Give me a perception check.
Oh goodness.
I'm not going to strike it. I was going to try to pry it.
Perception? Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You hear no voices at all, but with that, I would say you do hear some heavy wing flapping in the next room.
Yay.
And in addition to that, the wings sort of flapping noise, there's also a sound that sounds like you'd hear a prisoner almost dragging a bone or a stick across the bar.
it's
You hear like ting 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 ting, like moving something
Or it's
across the
being, yeah.
bars. Yeah, you hear and back and forth. Ting 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 ting.
I was going to try to pry it. I'm not going to try to make a lot of noise. I'm just trying to pry. I'm going to try to pry it.
So glad
All right.
I'm doing this.
Here I go. And I'm going to like...
He looks at the Safira, gets
Safira's like-
nothing. She still has her eyes.
All right. And I'm just going to like try to work it into, one of the edges that's got a little gap and just try to...
Give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
8, as Graven sort of sticks the edge of the sort of axe in there and he starts to pry. You can start to hear that like grinding, sort of pulling noise of the stressing of the boards, and that's where we're gonna take a break.
Oh!
So with Safira and Graven working their way through these cursed tunnels.
Yeah, one or two hits would have
Please
been...
don't make me go into
No, that would have been a nightmare.
I
Growl.
No.
you wanted me to
No. You're already dead.
You guys are up in the tree, and Erland's like, just in case, growl.
Hiss.
No,
Listen to this.
I shouldn't go in. I'm bad at this.
Shush the screech.
Oh my god.
Thank you guys so much. More to come, obviously, as we work our way through these
my
tunnels
God.
here and we try to rescue the Eblis from its cage. We're gonna take a quick break and come back, and we have some exciting new things. We've tried to spruce up our BRB video.
It's been the same for 4 years.
Yeah, it's been the same for a long time. We wanted it to kind of just be a little more.
We changed it once, didn't we? 'Cause,
Once,
yeah.
We've made some small adjustments to it, but we've added some interactive games.
Interactive. Not necessarily.
Like you
Interactive
can,
if
like
type
you
in
can
the
play at
chat.
home.
Yes,
Not
you can play
like-
at
like
home.
readable
You can't like
games.
touch your screen and shit.
No, that would be sweet.
That'd be
Boy,
sweet.
I wish we could do that.
You can be in chat talking with your friends.
You can type
while-
in what you think
shit.
the answers are.
Yeah.
That's how I
It's-
mean
It's
interactive.
gonna be super fun.
That's a clue.
Yeah.
gonna
So
be
there's
good stuff.
there's some clips, there's some games, there is the
Wrap
Too Long
up.
Didn't Watch, from last episode. So there's still that if you wanted to get a refresher on what happened. But yeah, stay tuned, check it out.
Yeah, have fun.
Can't wait to watch.
I'm at 41 HP. What are you at?
46.
You
Oh,
fucking
so
guy.
low.
Jeez.
I mean 44. Sorry.
14?
It hits on hits.
14.
20.
Yeah.
You guys just strolling through. Ow! Like, without bothering.
We're gonna have to both listen to the Chablis.
In peu de Chablis?
Yeah, the Eblis screech at us as we listen for these things.
No,
later.
we are. That's gonna make it a lot harder.
Here we go.
Oh my
All
god.
right, everybody.
right.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll see you on the other side.
I'm glad you guys did not come down there. Yeah, I have water. Do you need
Welcome back, everybody. We hope you enjoyed our little teasers and puzzlers.
Yeah.
And we saw some people do a very good job.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone got guiding bolt
Like
right away.
this.
Crushed it.
Way
Crushed
to
the
go,
Rebus
bud.
Prestigious, as we've called that puzzle. Bruce Fitzroy's Rebus Prestigious.
Long live the Bruce.
You guys, our entrance in the Rebus Prestigious, you were there demonstrating.
Yeah.
That was Bruce Fitzroy, who you did the
Oh,
demonstration
that was the
spell
book.
for.
I see,
Yeah,
I see.
It was like his sort of.
Oh.
Majestic tone.
He was very impressed. Thank you guys all so much. We're gonna jump back in and figure out what's going on in these caves. But before we do that,
Sorry, I was just making sure we were recording and we were.
Oh,
I'm gonna
you
thank
good.
some people. GF Powers resubscribes. The Goodies gave out 5
Hey,
community
Goodies.
subs. Wachati gave 100 bits. Orin Saint gave out 10 community subs
Oh.
and then 100 bits. GF Powers did 100 bits.
Oh my
G Brown
goodness.
1991 did 100 bits. Madrax 91 resubscribed. Calexizon gifted a sub. Another one, and then another one, and then another one, and another one, and then 5 more. So
Oh.
thank you. Benji's the
thanks.
BBEG resubscribed. Bodhi Jabroni did 100 bits, and then Jack Rabbit Power gave out 10 community subs and then left. Just dropped the mic.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Failed. We love you. I'm
Boom.
just kidding. Thank you so very much.
yeah. So the games will continue to change week to week. So if you like little tabletop notch related puzzlers, stick around for those.
Who doesn't?
There are some other games that we'll throw into the mix as well. So test your noodle while we're taking a break.
Test your noodle.
Test your noodle. But
Oh God, our noodles.
currently,
Oh, your noodle.
currently our noodles are being tested.
Oh, stop.
For in this hollow here,
Okay, you know what? You're not down there.
Erland and Orba have
like
watched
half-
them disappear into the hollow, and a little bit of time has
coming
passed, a
down
few
here.
minutes kind of at this point, and Erland and Orba are kind of up in the tree there, looking, listening for any signs. And just to be clear, you guys don't know that this hasn't happened, but from the outside you have heard no noises, no hissing, no growling or anything, so you're not sure if it's just very quiet or if you only hear it when you're actually physically in the cave. So you've heard no noises emanating from inside, other than at the very sort of moment after they entered in, you heard a little sort of quiet back and forth between.
What the heck do we do?
Raven and
What do we do?
Safira. What do I do? So Erland and Orba have a moment here in the trees as they're sort of waiting to see if they spy anything happening.
It's not your fault, you know. If you're beating yourself up about what happened at the temple, it's not your fault.
I know it's not my fault. It's messy business, what we've gotten involved in.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
No? Ready to do what I'm supposed to be doing? No. I believe there's more for me to do before I'm able to do any of that.
I meant more emotionally.
I don't want to. I don't know what it means for Graven.
That's sort of my point. You two have become close.
Yeah.
Will he survive the severing?
If Dane and Barbara couldn't, and they weren't even clerics, I don't have high hopes.
Yes, but we met Dane and Barbara. They were no Graven.
You're trying to make me feel better.
I am, yes.
I'm mad at you.
Most people are. Why are you mad at me?
I think you know. We don't need to talk about it.
Is it about the earring?
No.
Is it about the contract?
No?
Alright, then why are you mad at me? I do
Candles,
lots of.
Erland.
What's. Who?
Candles. Again, we don't need to talk about it.
Give me perception checks.
Great.
Oh no,
Great.
no.
Yes,
no,
Laura
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
can this conversation end?
14.
9.
Oh, man.
Oh, there's something though.
We should be quiet anyways.
I like you, Orba. I do. The problem is you have a big heart. And that is the best thing about you, and sometimes your biggest weakness.
Did you hear something?
Oh no.
Settles back down.
Can I sort of...
You can peer out. He doesn't seem disturbed or anything, just
make sound? You can't do that, buddy.
If I look around or listen carefully, do I see any shadows? Do I hear any footsteps? Do owls just make noise sometimes?
I would imagine so, yeah.
and we're gonna pivot to the inside.
Oh no! Scooter's trying to tell you something! He's trying to tell you something! You're not listening!
Where Graven has just
Look around.
Graven has just pulled back where the blade attaches to the shaft of his axe there, and he's trying to pry it free. And the piece just snaps a little bit.
Enough
Just
for us
right
to
at the
get
end
in,
where
or
it's kinda
just
weak.
like a
What?
little bit? That's not a big
one
enough for us to
board.
get in.
Oh no, yeah, there's several boards
Damn
like
it.
stacked on top of each other. And it snaps. And again, you swing your mace around that has the light, and like things scatter
Do they
into
scatter
the
away
shadows.
from the white light?
They do scatter
Okay.
away from the light.
Graven, can I have your mace for a second? I'm just gonna turn around and hold
I'm
it
gonna
up.
try to do another one. We need to get out of here soon.
Give me an athletics check.
I'm trying to listen while I'm doing this.
7.
7. Again, same thing. It seems like these boards rather flimsy. You know, they're made to just sort of keep a loose barrier between the spiders and whatever the next room is. So this time again, as you try to pull, it starts to pull the little sort of pin out, and then just snaps. And you see a couple more shadows just scattering. Some of the webs just move ever so slightly. And for the first time, you get a look at just kind of its silhouette more so than just a sort of random shadow. Man, these things are
big, right?
Yeah, I mean not like bigger than you, but they're large for spiders,
To get a sense
certainly.
of how many there might be.
Give me a perception check.
Is that getting those boards off? The ones that
Yes,
break are off?
once you snap
Yeah.
it, the other one, the other side, that's it, kind of like hangs loose down
Perception?
below. Yeah.
12.
12. 6 or more. You certainly have seen
Okay,
several silhouettes.
Can I notice if I kind of slowly move this back and forth? Do I notice? Are they animals or monstrosities?
They are. That's a good question. I think they're because they have some magic in them because they're ice spiders. They might be monstrous.
Well, so does this guy.
No, they are beasts. They are beasts.
Okay, so then kind of, if I still have Speak with Animals on, which I might have like 2 seconds of left, I'm gonna just kind of say,
We're not here to disturb your home. I'm so sorry. We're just passing through.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, come on.
I don't want to roll it.
If you just do that for the rest of the episode.
All right.
Oh, you just.
How are you guys
fixed
doing tonight? Are you guys doing
cracked
good? I don't even know what I rolled.
It's
Oh,
not, it's not good.
5. Okay. You hear no response at all.
I'm going for another one.
And at this point, are you even trying to do it quietly, or are you just ripping?
I
them away?
mean, if it seems like they're kind of staying away, yeah, I'll
Okay.
try to do this
Yeah.
one quietly again. It's 21.
Okay, learning from
20,
the
net
learning
20.
from the first 2, this one you're able to. You sort of get, now that there's 2 gone, you can get your fingers through and hold the other side, so that when you pull it, it doesn't snap at its weakest point. You get it free.
And then again, trying to do the same thing.
Oh, thank you. And now it seems like the opening is open as you're sort of holding your mace up.
Let's see how close it is.
I hand it back to him. and
Just as you guys are kind of stepping through the little threshold here, you hear kind of a.
Oh, don't let
Safira's
us.
in the back
No, buddy,
there.
that's not nice. I just said it
That's
was
not
passing
very
through.
nice.
That's not very nice. I just said it was passing through.
That is a 13 to hit.
That misses. I'm just gonna keep moving.
You hear it, and you just duck to the side, and this sticky mass sticks to the wall and immediately crystallizes like a frozen webbing there against the wall.
I'm gonna kind of, as we're moving away, sorry, we're leaving now. And I'm
start to hear some.
Oh no!
And you guys moving through there?
Just moving through. Just
Okay.
keep moving.
I
Just
can
keep
blast
moving.
light again.
I know, just keep moving.
Okay.
All right, you guys continue to move even further. This tunnel extends a little more, and now the sounds of the webbing and the spiders fades a little bit behind you, and you start to hear more of those noises that you heard before. Some of those intensifying flutters and ding, 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 something being sort of dragged
I want to
against
try
the
to
bars.
prioritizing speed a little bit over stealth. I
You
want
do
to try to go immediately towards this
All right,
cage.
you lumber forward, sort of right behind Graven. You walk forward, and you see finally the light illuminates this next room, which is not particularly large. A mighty bird enclosed in a giant iron cage, at least 7 feet tall. When it isn't sort of hunched over, a couple times it moves its neck down and it pecks at a large bowl down by its feet where just a couple remnants of seeds and grains are left over from whenever the last time that it might have been fed. And the moment that it senses your presence, as the light sort of pours into this room, its level of panic escalates. And immediately seeing sort of humanoid figures, it begins to thrash wildly back and forth. It makes a terrible racket. You can hear the wings banging against the sides of the cage.
Graven, hold back for just one moment. Is my speak with animal still on, or
It is not.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Well, now it is again.
Before you do that, you are aware of Eblis. You're familiar with them.
I
They
can't
are
speak with them?
monstrosities.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because they have sort of
you need to speak with
innate
monstrosities.
magic.
I do.
They are not beasts, and
Is it-
therefore you cannot speak with
Okay.
Loud enough that we could hear that?
them. No, they're pretty deep. They went down a tunnel and sort of along.
Okay, then
Good.
I'm not wasting that spell slot.
Yes, you don't- you don't.
I'm gonna just.
We can't.
Okay, it's
Yours
gonna be
might not
loud
be
and
either.
it's gonna be angry. We're just gonna have to let it out and try to get out of here as fast as we can.
And it continues to thrash against the sides of the cage.
Okay.
Do we see a latch, a lock?
Give me an investigation check.
It's 16.
16. It seems to have a large iron padlock on one side of it that looks like it opens up that part of the
As soon as I see that padlock,
Yes.
I'm looking around for anything that resembles a key.
Give me an investigation check. Come
Tell me if I need to hit this with a mace quickly.
Stop hitting it. I don't know if I'm gonna find the key. I'm not gonna find the key. Investigation 7. Just break the cage.
Give me a wisdom saving
Oh
throw.
shit! Just break the cage.
After doing that, I'm gonna try to.
15.
15.
Do I take half damage or full?
You take 8 psychic damage.
No.
In half.
I'm slamming on the.
Rings in your ears.
I'm slamming on the.
Great. So with your lit mace,
Yeah.
you watch the light sort of go over the top. Go give me a just an attack roll.
19.
19. Immediately with that first hit, it snaps and most of it's kind of broken off. It looks like it needs one more good whack.
If you can understand me, I am letting you out.
Give me an animal handling check.
Oh.
Yes. You're good at that.
Baby.
10.
10.
thought that was a
Its noise that it's making,
Yeah.
it is no way to read your body language or the sort of intent behind the soothing tone of your voice because it is just losing its mind. Like it's throwing its beak around, hitting the sides of the cage like absolute panic.
Please.
Give me an attack roll.
A hazel.
11.
11. Okay, it's already pretty loose. This time, ting, the bottom half of the lock ting, falls to the ground, and the door starts to swing open. And the bird, as soon as the door is open, the bird pours out and
Can I?
it's gonna make some attacks on
Can I? Can I try to bear hug it after?
you. Yep, after it attacks. Okay, multi-attack twice with its beak. 16 to hit and a
Miss.
dirty 20 to hit.
That will hit.
Yikes.
I'm gonna try to, knowing that if it hits, I'm gonna try to use Stone's Endurance and try to not react. I'm gonna
Okay.
try to I'm trying to be calm in this moment. As
Okay,
I know
so
it's
it
about
does
to hit me.
7 piercing damage.
Okay.
And you're gonna use Stone's Endurance.
Stone's Endurance, and I'm gonna do my hardest to just literally shrug it off and not.
Okay. Do the Stone's Endurance first.
Yes, full. Oh my god,
damage.
yeah.
Good.
Full.
And give me a performance.
There it is.
Performance check.
Yes. Hit me.
13. So standing as still as possible, trying to not sort of indicate pain or reaction to the stabbing motions of the beak. It pecks as the stone's endurance goes off. That second peck sort of hits the stone, and it kind of reels back a little bit.
And I'm gonna very slowly bring my arms up and to around it and like lay my head down like this and like put my hands.
I'm gonna mimic him.
And are you
If
trying
I
to
see
touch it?
Yes.
Okay.
If I see him doing that, I'm gonna just mimic him and go down to my knees, I guess.
And I'm gonna like just slightly touch it as though I'm like guiding him.
Okay.
Because there's like a
Oh,
torso,
yes,
right?
it has sort of
I'm
a
gonna try to,
robust
like-
sort of plumage and plumage there.
I'm gonna try to.
Give me an animal handling check.
Did I do it right?
Nailed it.
Was that the one that I rolled? I rolled this one.
I don't know. I was closing
Yes,
my
it was
eyes.
this one. It was this one. Animal handling. 15.
15. So it starts to move away from you as you move to touch it, but you can see it's like looking around to see if there's a way out or a way around or something, and it lets you kind of just slowly guide it.
This way, please. Out to the light.
It's gonna peck at you one more time, kind of less sort of
it's so
emphatically.
Again, I'm trying. I mean, I know I can't shrug off the damage.
13 to
but
hit.
The misses, so I'm just not even reacting.
Good job.
I'm like,
Kind of under my breath, I'm kind of, you're right.
the
You're
way
right, you're
out
right,
to the light, to the light.
So where are you guiding it?
Oh shit.
God, through the fucking spider.
No, we should go through the other way. We should go to the right.
Do we know where there is another way? Do we see another entrance? To
When
this
you
room?
guys came through that area that had the wooden slats,
Mm-hmm.
basically you followed the sounds of the thrashing bird,
Yeah.
but there was another way off to your right. So it looked like another pathway came and met up with the one that you.
Oh, so
went.
into this room, there's only one entrance.
Yes,
but
into the room with the bird, there's only one way out. But where you sort of went through those slats, there was another direction that you didn't come from.
spiders or the unknown.
The unknown.
Start to guide the bird through, and you can see it's kind of resisting, but it's dark, and to your knowledge, no dark vision for these birds. So it's like,
It's
other than the
my
light
light,
from the
yeah.
mace, like it's looking forward in like further down the tunnel and seeing nothing but sort of dark abyss and soil. So it's sort of
Move slow
with its long sort of legs, taking one step at a time.
Move slow and show it the way.
A couple times when you push it forward, its wings are like dragging against the sides, of the tunnel, like not sure if it wants to move forward.
I'm trying to like kind of come in front of it a little bit to the side of it.
No, go ahead and scout a little. I've got him.
Okay, I'm going ahead then, and I'm just gonna try to figure out what's up there.
Give me a perception check.
At this point, I almost just basically have a hand like on its
Yeah, just
side
sort
or
of
back.
lightly guiding it forward. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. 13.
13. As you sort of look around in the area in front as the bird is sort of gingerly stepping forward, you see what looks like some kind of trip line or something that someone has set here, sort of just across.
Graven, there's a
ground.
trip line.
I'll give it the slightest of taps on its chest.
It stops.
Does it seem like magical at all? Like, is there?
You wouldn't be able to tell that. There's like a physical trip line, but you're not sure
We're
what.
gonna have to
so-
get it to either step over this or we're gonna have to turn it the other way. What do you think we should do?
Let's try it.
Fuck, okay. Since I'm ahead of it, I'm gonna kind of try to get the attention of the bird sort of gently.
Leave the bird to me. You keep
No,
looking
I'm
ahead.
trying to show it what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna slowly, within a huge step, I'm gonna step over. And then I'm gonna step over again, like slowly and carefully.
And I can
try
see
to,
where
like,
it is.
Look at it.
Yeah, she pointed it out. Now that you're lighting the mace, there's like a very thin, fine. It's less than 6 inches off the ground.
It's got long legs, so I'm gonna walk it up until it's like 2 or 3 feet away from that. Tap one leg very lightly.
It lifts that leg up, like jerking away from the hand a little bit, and then sets it back down, kind of in the exact same spot.
And I'm gonna go a little ahead and put one big foot over.
Give me an animal handling check.
Come on, baby.
Perception checks for Erland and Orba.
No.
12.
12.
Dirty 20.
13, thank you.
Swinging around to the outside, Erland and Orba, who are perched there kind of in the tree, waiting, listening for any kind of noise or sign, looking for the light of Graven's mace. You hear once again that and a little more fluttering from the owl, and he quickly turns his head kind of off in a kind of southern direction. And you follow the owl's sort of line of sight, and there's something moving through the trees off in the distance.
Humanoid?
You can't tell yet. It's pretty far off, but like something like you can see brush being pushed aside and things.
The only thing I can do is make some kind of a noise that sounds like a creature, but it might not be convincing. Either that or we make a distraction if it's a bandit.
Or we attack.
Or we attack. What do you want?
Can you try and make, perhaps, do you know what an Eblis sounds like?
No.
You can see that the owl is looking like almost a little agitated. Like you can sense that the owl can sense what's approaching, and he's sort of.
Is it far enough away that if I can I see the owl?
Oh, you guys can see that
Okay.
because he's right above the entrance of the cave of the hollow. The owl.
Can I gesture to the owl?
You can.
Like just letting him know we hear him?
He kind of flies and then lands at the entrance to the hollow. He faces in toward the hollow. Ooh, and you guys inside, off in the distance, can hear an ever so slight kind of echoing owl sound from the interior. Before we go back to the inside, what are you doing?
Okay, can you make, I think we just try some sort of sound first, and if that doesn't work, then we engage.
How far away is he?
150 feet and closing in.
I can only do it like 30 feet away.
Oh my god. 30 feet is like barely past the base of the tree. You're 15 feet up in the
that's
tree.
true.
Right, something something to bring him here, and then we attack him from above.
I mean, he's not going to hear anything until he's within 30 feet, is what I'm saying.
Yes, so once he gets closer to the cave, make an enticing sound, and then we can attack.
What's an enticing sound?
And with that, we'll Hey, big boy. And as Graven's trying to guide the creature,
Everybody shut up!
over the top of the sort of tripwire there, its big kind of clawed foot looks like it just starts to push against
I'll
it.
touch it
You're gonna
again.
touch it.
Yep.
It's gonna attack you for trying to grab at its leg.
It's fine.
17 to hit.
Miss.
You're not wearing a shield. Take that into account. Like you don't have your shield out while you're guiding the bird.
That'll hit.
Does that?
Yeah.
That hurts.
Okay. 5 piercing damage. Only 5 piercing damage.
5, okay.
So it nips at you there, and so you still got its leg. But if
Yep.
you had allowed it to go forward, it definitely would have pulled past that wire.
good.
There.
5, you said?
So again, it kind of rustles a little bit just from not wanting you to kind of physically restrain.
I-
You can tell it doesn't like that. the
Since
sort of
I'm in front and I've already made it
restraint.
over the wire, I'm gonna make the motion again with my feet.
Well,
like one foot
I'm
there,
just-
and then the other foot.
Giving it like brushing upwards on its leg a little.
Okay, it steps down with that leg and then goes to take a big kind of exaggerated step. Give me another animal handling check. So many rolls. 14. 14. Okay, this time you put your hand under its foot as it comes down. It's almost kind of its talons are kind of in your hand, so it's a little painful, but you let it kind of guide the foot over, and then it steps onto the other side.
With the second or the first foot?
With both feet. It stepped
Oh,
with
thank
one,
God.
yeah, got all the way
Okay,
over.
again, get just on the side and like slowly moving forward.
Right, so you're moving further and further through the tunnel. Safira leading the way as she's sort of using the light of Graven's mace and her dark vision to help her try and
And we
discern
heard the
anything.
owl.
You did hear the owl, yes.
Graven, we might be coming out to enemies.
Keep moving.
Yes.
Listen for the sounds.
Yes.
Okay, and so you guys continue further down that tunnel. Safira, give me a perception check as you continue down.
This thing might be on our side in a minute.
Perception. 12.
12, okay. Nothing that you see as you're moving through the tunnel further. It kind of turns to the right, and it seems like you're slightly moving up, so you're kind of on a slight incline. Once again, the bird sort of slowing your progress by dragging its wings against the side of this it's a very narrow tunnel at this point. You're moving along. Once again, you hear woo,
We have to move.
coming from the upper
I'll
area.
like kind of pick up
Yeah,
my
I'm
pace a
picking
little
up the
bit.
pace a little bit too. I want to make sure I'm looking at the ground.
So you get up, or you kind of curl around this slope, and now you get to what looks like that shaft that you didn't go down. You start to see the bottom of a like knotted rope ladder that goes up, to that uppermost chamber here of the hollow.
Is there room at the top there for this big thing to like fly out of?
The hole is big enough for the bird to go through, but it's not a lot of space, but it's big enough for it to get through.
Is there light kind of coming from the top?
Based on what you assume when you came in originally, there's a little bit of light coming into that room simply from the outside, but it's dim. It's not bright. Sort of.
Should we try to get it to go up there on its own?
No.
Or do you want to show it?
I'm gonna go
Okay,
first.
climb up.
I'm gonna kind of looking at the bird,
And I'm just pointing.
and
at
then I'm
her.
gonna kind of point up, and I'm gonna start going up.
This one's easy enough. This one, no athletics check required. It's got the rope ladder there that someone had left behind, so you grab it by the knots, and you're sort of using your feet, so you plant your feet against the wall, and you
for
start to
traps,
climb
though.
up the side.
Keep your eyes out
I
for
have
traps.
thing there.
my eyes out.
Give me an athletics check as you attempt to squeeze the rope with your thighs so that you can do the motion with 2 hands.
Come on.
Oh, dirty 20! Oh, that's
Thighs of
Give him
steel.
the melon
You
treatment.
squeeze the rope, and you sort of lean back a little, and you just hang there on the side, and punch your hand and the fist together. You wait for the sound to pass, and then you start to climb again. We'll swing you around to the outside. The sound starts to approach a little further. It sounds like multiple pairs of footsteps. Maybe 2, maybe 3. And there's a little bit of quiet chatter, nothing that you can pick up. Both of you give me perception checks.
19.
Have to have
19.
one.
Natural one.
From Orba's
There it
vantage
is.
point on the end of the branch there, the first person comes out of the brush enough to sort of see exactly, their face and what they're wearing. It's a human man, and he's wearing what looks like maybe a crude attempt at making himself look like a friend to nature. There's twigs and leaves embedded in his armor. There's bark attached to his forearms like bracers, and he has a little fibrous crown atop his head like a bird's nest, like almost as if you'd see a druid or someone who is very in tune with nature, but it's obviously like a hackneyed attempt to sort of garner that kind of impression with.
Okay.
So maybe perhaps the nice hat, dumbass. So you sort of get the impression that maybe if Safira and Graven's sort of invitation and conviction from the owl didn't protect them from the curse, this half-assed attempt is not going to do so. But he's sort of striding confidently forward, and behind him are 2 other people not dressed in that sort of nature's attire, so it didn't necessarily look like they were all going to attempt to go in.
Okay.
And they're just kind of, one of them has kind of a walking stick, and they're kind of moving forward. They seem like they're in a bad mood. You can see them kind of swatting away some of the branches and the shrubs. And they're just working their way forward. They're making a beeline. They're not moving quickly, but they're making a line for the entrance of the hollow there.
Okay, as Orba sees that quietly under her breath to Erland, how confident are you hitting people in total darkness?
Total darkness?
Total darkness.
Reasonably confident.
If I were
Also, is it magical darkness?
Yes.
Dark vision
Not
doesn't
at
work
all.
in magic.
That's what I
Not
meant.
at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, total darkness.
What would that be?
You'd be blinded.
So that'd be disadvantage?
Yes. It would be if you were able to find them in the darkness, it would actually be a straight roll because they're also blinded by the darkness.
I feel good about this.
I can cast a spell that would create total darkness in a very small space. If we can get them under the tree, you can see where their position is. I cast the darkness, and then you know where they kind of are.
That sounds good. Will that not? How big is the?
Small. It's only about 15 feet in radius.
Oh, okay, I didn't want to scare the bird.
Ooh, you hear another owl, and in response to that owl noise, you can hear, "Fucking owl! Shut that fucking thing up!"
A rustling in the trees. A rustling in the trees here.
Oh, you want me to produce this?
Well, why don't we just rustle the trees?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Erland's going to try and I want to reach for a branch that is like going to be higher. You know what I mean? Like the base of a branch that goes up higher, so it'll rustle up high.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
I don't want to rustle the branch I'm on.
yeah, the branches don't like go up so high. I mean, it'll be a little bit. It might emanate from like 8 or so.
That's
feet.
fine. I just don't want someone to be like, yeah, there's a monk in the tree.
Sure.
So I'm gonna.
Give me an athletics check as you shook. The branches up here are thick enough that it's not just like a easy
I'm working my way up. 3.
3. You go to grab it, and it at this point in the tree, as you've seen because you're sitting up here, the branches are thick. You try to shake it, and it shakes a little bit, but it doesn't produce like a loud rustling noise that you would hope from that.
Does thaumaturgy cost you anything?
No.
Make a rustling sound.
Where are you casting the rustling?
Let's cast it if we're looking straight down from the tree where we're at, there, and then maybe 15 feet in the direction of the men.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but like down on the ground, not up in the tree.
What do you mean? No.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So, and you're making rustling. What kind of sound?
Let's make a cute little. What are my options here? Hold on. let's make a cute little.
A cute little.
Owlbear worked great last time.
I didn't do a good owlbear.
Yeah, you do.
I did an okay owlbear.
What are you making?
Fuck it, I'll do a fucking owlbear.
Yes!
Fucking
Okay. You throw the sound a little bit.
Yeah.
Would you like to grace us with your owlbear? Right. The sound travels down sort of toward the ground, and immediately you hear sort of shh, shut up. Fucking owlbear somewhere.
I'll cast it again, a little closer to the tree.
I don't want to tangle with one of those. Come on, let's hurry up. Say fuck it. Don't disturb it. Just keep quiet.
Wait, so what direction are they like kind of walking in now?
Toward the cave.
Not toward our tree.
No. They seemed like
they
they
wanna
did
go
not
away.
want to
They
fight
fuck
an
with an
owlbear. So they're walking. They're dangerously close to like passing by you guys, and they're still maybe 50 feet away from you.
50 feet.
Yep.
Okay.
The hooting intensifies. Woo!
Can you get to him right now?
Woo!
Right now?
All right.
Okay.
Erland's gonna try. They're.
Oh, God.
Can you help me picture where they are? So if we're in a tree, they're 50 feet.
They're 50 feet from the base of the tree, and you're 15 feet up in the tree.
Okay, and how close are they to the hollow?
We'll say another 50 feet to the hollow.
Okay, I want to wait until they their vision clears the tree, if that makes sense. So if we're right next to them, I want to wait till they're past us, so I can hopefully drop down and run up behind them.
Another second, and they're 50 feet is nothing to cover. So
Great.
quickly
So then I'm
they're by
gonna
you.
drop down,
Give
and
me a stealth check.
come on, baby.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
Over 20, 22.
22, great. The guy is still muttering under his breath, fucking owlbears and every fucking thing. He doesn't hear you kind of hit the ground there
Why are
as
you
you
in
drop
the
down
woods?
from the tree.
Do they all look equally armored?
Equally yes, although that guy in the front has sort of a more ceremonial look to him.
That's why. Was that guy in the front have less weapons? Is he trying to present as a druid?
I think you would guess that he's sort of less armored because he doesn't have real armor on. He seems to have sort of, ceremonial, ornamental armor.
Okay.
But as they continue to walk, he's now maybe the second farthest from you. They're walking in like a triangle. One guy in front, two guys right
Okay,
behind
great.
him.
I'm going to try and prioritizing. It's okay if they get to the front of the cave. I want to prioritize silence over speed.
Okay.
To try and close the distance to get within melee range of the back two guys.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Fuck. 8.
8. As Erland tries to creep his way forward, just one twig
Can I hide?
snaps. Well, part of that stealth check, you step on something and it snaps, and immediately all three turn. Give me a stealth check and attempt to hide.
As I
with
see them
disadvantage.
do that, Orba's gonna cast darkness if she's within 60 feet of them.
What's the radius of it?
15.
It's a 15-foot radius?
Yeah.
And, sorry, the range is 60 and it's a
Range is
15-foot
60,
radius?
50-foot radius.
That would get them
15.
in the darkness, yes.
12.
12. So just as they're turning around, there's a swallow up of sort of dark magical energy that just appears out of nowhere. I need you guys to give me initiative rolls, including Graven and Safira here.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, dude!
God damn it.
Okay.
Taken very much by surprise.
Okay.
All right, we got 20 to 25.
Nope.
15 to 19?
17.
18.
I got 19, you losers!
Hey, we're all on the same team.
Losers.
We're all in this. I'm so sorry.
Nothing over a 19?
No, not over 19.
What did you guys have? Sorry. 18, Safira?
18.
17.
Okay. All right, 10 to 14.
12, we'll say leader,
Okay.
and 11 is bandits, other bandits.
Okay. And then Graven.
3.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so it's Orba, Safira, Erland,
about the Eblis?
leader.
Eblis.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the
two
Eblis.
other things. Eblis is a 8.
Okay.
And the owl Scooter the Astute.
Yes!
Scooter the Astute with a 15.
Oh!
Scooter the Dexterous.
Scooter.
Okay, so it goes Orba, Safira, Erland, Scooter, leader, bandits, Eblis, Graven.
Okay, so I'm gonna have everybody throw their monitors on. So we're gonna take a look at what we're looking at here.
Do the guys seem armored? Do they have like plate armor, like the?
Not like full plate, but sort of
What do you
some
have, chain
chainmail.
I have half plate.
Half plate.
Not that robust,
okay.
but some metal armor, like some chain and some ring mail. Okay, so this is the entrance to the cave here, and we'll do a little swoop through here.
Oh my
This is
God.
the left path that Graven and Safira took down into the chamber that had the ice spiders. You broke through these planks here that were barring the way, and you found your way through here to the cage that held the Eblis inside. Then you worked your way back around the other side. We'll skip up because you went through the other way. So you guys are now coming up through here. So this is Safira in the front, and we will also debut
Yeah.
Jordan's very hard work at creating
Yes.
idle animations for our wonderful
There they are.
adventuring heroes.
There I am. Look
There
at me.
she is.
The hard work of
Ready to go.
of Orba and talespire and all things. So at the base here, let me drop. There's like a little bit of moisture just at the base here. Graven is down here. And there is not an Eblis icon, so he's a giant goose.
Yes!
Let's.
Isn't there that fucking?
Can we name
Isn't there that
him?
fucking Witcher quest?
Should we name him
where you have to,
Hong?
like, lead a goose
Can we
around?
name him Mr.
So
Hong?
Graven is down there with the Eblis, and right where this little wooden ladder is, it's not
His name is
broken.
now
That's
Mr.
where the rope ladder is. So it's stretching down to where Graven and the Eblis are.
Accept this.
On the outside, we have in this tree here is where Orba is located up in the tree there.
Look how
Look at
cute
her
she is.
dancing around.
Dance.
I like to kill people.
Let's go ahead and
Murdering enemies.
you're up in the tree
Okay.
there. The owl was resting. Let's take this away. The owl was resting right on the edge of the entrance here.
He's wearing a nice bow tie.
He's such a distinguished gentleman.
So he's there right at the entrance. Now the three Orba's there. Great. The three bandits. We've got one in front here. That was sort of working his way there, and then
Don't worry, they're all in darkness. Look at those
and then
beautiful
two
toadstools on the ground. Next to
following
those,
them.
definitely alocasias.
there we go.
Colocasias.
And then Erland had just dropped down and was sort of, we'll say you're in the brush here.
Shit, fucking stealth check.
Now, Orba, I think I got let's see if we got the distances. Yeah, this is plenty. So, how did you want to cast this? Did you want to catch Erland in the darkness?
No, I would
Okay.
like to cast it so it's favoring the direction they're going.
Okay, great.
Just so maybe one is like
And
on the
it's
cusp.
15 feet?
15-foot radius.
Great. So, how's that?
That was a smelly burp.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
How's that there?
Great.
Hold out.
Leftover empanadas. I'm sorry.
Oh, making it worse.
So, that is the...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's where
Or
everyone
fisherman's
should-
friend.
Grazie. Just one. Jeez.
No, you get 3.
Just one. What?
We have everybody
We have the initiative.
order.
Got it all.
Excellent.
Great.
Okie dokie. So, who is the first to act?
Orba.
Orba. So, right after casting that darkness, immediately you can hear some shouts. What the fuck? Dancing in a tree!
Oh my goodness!
Orba,
We're
comfortably.
so ready! Look at how ready we are! Oh yes!
Oh my god, we lost her. She's gone.
So you hear some shouting. You can't now. You obviously cannot see them, but you hear some shouting and some sort of, calls of concern as they attempt to figure out exactly what's going on here.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just. If I try to cast Ray of Frost, can I not target anything with a magical attack?
If it's an attack roll, you can do so with disadvantage, given that you saw where they were.
Alright, I'm gonna do Ray of Frost.
Okay, and who are you attempting?
Focus woman. Combat.
I'm probably gonna be going for the leader, honestly.
From the leader?
Continue.
Yeah, the one that's druidic. Disadvantage. What is happening?
I don't know.
over there?
She loves the animations.
That's cocked.
Oh, what was that?
I think I was
You're crying.
some shit. That was a natural 20 and like a 5, so a 12 to hit.
Great. So the frost goes in, and you don't hear any cries or anything that make you think that the bolts hit there.
Okay, great. That's my turn. I'm
Staying in the tree. Okay, excellent. All right, who's next?
Safira.
Safira. Now you start to hear some of the shouting that's happening outside. Some of the bandits that are so. All right, everybody, On God, what the fuck? As the darkness is spreading. So you're at the top, you give a look back down. Graven's like trying to urge the Eblis to move up that shaft there. So what are you up to?
I'm going to look behind me to see how close.
Oh, I almost didn't get it.
Okay.
I want to see how close the Graven and our Eblis friend here.
It's about a 20-foot climb, and then you're just a little further. So you're
Okay,
like 30
so
feet.
really quickly before I go, I'm gonna say, Graven, I hear trouble. I'm gonna get out of here. Can you get him out alone?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna run as far as I can.
Look at the
I'll
bird.
probably take a dash.
Here's 15,
Awfully
and then
nice.
another 15 takes you basically. Now you're back into that main chamber. Some of the light is coming through.
I didn't see any tripwires or anything else.
You did not. As you look out, you can see where it's light as if daylight, and then immediately dark after that. Some sort of curious magical darkness that's outside there.
Okay, great. Then I'm going to run sort of to the doorway here.
Using a dash action.
Using a dash.
Great. So that's 30 feet to get pretty much up to the edge of the doorway there.
And in the edge of the doorway there, is there any place where I can kind of take cover if I decided to? Or
If
not
you had
really?
not exited, you could have taken cover like here or here.
Oh, okay.
You can if you'd like to go back. but-
Yes, I would like.
okay.
I thought there was a place of cover.
Okay.
There, but
Yeah,
there's
not really. So you can stand at the edge here.
Okay.
That still makes you inside the cursed hollow, but if that's okay.
Right.
Ready.
Right. Okay. That's fine. From inside the hollow, I'm gonna yell, "Leave this place! You have disrespected it! You will die if you continue! Leave with your lives or die!"
Give me an intimidation check.
Nice. I like that. Fuck off! 8!
The presence is pretty intimidating. The chaos is distracting. Like literally them yelling and shouting, they might not have even heard you.
We'll keep trying.
It's not you, it's them.
It's not me. All right. Well, then, hearing nothing and not seeing anything, also in the darkness, I am going to just fire out an arrow.
You used a dash action.
I used a dash action. That's right. That is what I did. So I am just gonna just stand menacingly in the
Okay.
corner there.
All right,
All right,
who's
it's
next?
Erland.
Erland.
I had a pretty good sense of where they were. I'm gonna move forward to perhaps the back guy.
Okay.
And
I had a good.
am I out of the darkness there?
You.
I mean, I know I'm attacking into it.
Yes.
Does that mean that
It's a
if
straight
he
roll.
attacks me, is he gonna have?
He would have disadvantage if you could see and he can't. Yes.
Okay, great. So where I am right now, if he attacks me, he has disadvantage,
Yes.
and if I attack him, it's a straight roll.
Yes, a straight roll.
I love that. I'm gonna attack him.
Do you left, right?
Oh, I'm with both of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're pretty
yes,
much-
yes, I love that. Nunchaku attack first to the guy on the left.
Okay. Great.
That's nope, nothing's happening.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Do we have the banners up?
Oh, oops. Now we do.
12 to hit.
That'll miss.
Second attack on the same guy.
Just swirling darkness as you.
Okay, that is 21 to hit.
That'll hit. Finally, the next time you swing it through, your clang as it
10 bludgeoning damage
10 bludgeoning damage. Excellent.
and a Constitution save, please.
Constitution save.
Okay.
12.
That fails. He's stunned.
Okay.
Oh, I love it. I love when that happens.
Excellent.
And
Oh, nee.
what should I do? Should I just try and light one guy up? Yeah, I should.
Sometimes those states just don't show up. Well, he's done. Okay.
I believe you. And then I'm going to use
Very casual.
another key point to do flurry of blows.
Okay.
So now I'm coming in with a regular attack.
Same guy?
here. Same guy. Yeah. That's with. Is that with advantage now?
It is with advantage now. Yeah.
Okay.
Dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
It's not so bad.
Yeah, what?
They're just the first one sucked. 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Excellent.
And
No questions asked, baby.
let's go with. He's already stunned, so there's no reactions. I already have advantage. Where would 15 feet push him, hypothetically?
Forward toward kind of. Let me get the right thing on here. It would push him like in this direction, like 15 feet.
I don't want that though. If he falls prone, that's not going to affect my hits on him in any way, is it?
Not while he's stunned.
Not while he's
Because
stunned.
the ego hits.
Great. Then Constitution save, a Dex save. I think he automatically fails.
does automatically
So he's
fail.
now prone.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my second attack. Advantage. I need it. 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Nice, 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 nice.
That does 7 bludgeoning damage. And just for fun, he can't take a reaction until the end of his next turn.
Right. Sorry, how much was that? 7?
7 bludgeoning. And he's stunned. Got a couple hits in there. That's my turn.
Okie dokie.
All right, after Erland, it is Scooter.
Okay.
Let's see it, Owl.
You see some.
He's like, what the fuck is that?
He immediately takes flight from his little roost there on the edge, and he starts to fly, kind of circling around the magical darkness. And he looks like he's looking for kind of an opportunity to help, but he doesn't fly into the darkness because he's sort of afraid to go into there.
Good,
So he's
Scooter.
really just kind of circling around here, kind of.
We got
So
this, Scooter,
he's
don't
just
worry.
moving kind of up around the top. So who's next?
Leader.
Yeah, me too.
All right, the leader. So in the magical darkness, pushing his way forward, he just sort of blindly tries to hold his hand out and feel his way forward, and finally he comes out through the darkness here and is revealing the interior. Safira, give me a stealth check.
That's 16.
16. Just as you're kind of up against the edge, you hear him turn on his sort of heel there, then look back in. Gotta get that fucking bird. And he starts to move inside.
I'm not gonna. Well, actually, as
So
soon as I
30
can, I'll
feet
take the
from
attack of
there.
opportunity if he moves past me, if he
So
can.
through there. And then he is going to cast.
Oh.
So you hear just kind of a slight muttering, and some kind of spell takes effect that you're not quite sure
Okay,
of.
sure, some kind of magical.
So he's just inside the lip there. Who's next?
After the leader, it's the other bandits.
Okay, so these ones are immediately going to try and get out of this magical darkness, which this one can do, and the other one cannot because he's stunned. So emerges from the darkness, sees Erland. Fuck! He's going to do a multi-attack.
Sees Erland straight.
Bro. I probably could play this smarter.
11 to hit
Misses.
and 17 to hit. Bull bark. Again, some of that bark chipping off as he slashes with his sword.
Come on, sweet baby sepsis. Pass.
Great. He makes his 2 attacks quickly. Let's get the fuck out of here! And he starts to move. He's not going to move all the way out because he's trying. As he circles around you, he's trying to sort of defend himself. So he's not going to get all the way out.
No, we want him to leave. Just let him
okay.
run. Doesn't matter.
That is their turn.
We don't
Both of their turns,
Yep.
then it's Eblis.
All right, Graven, give me an animal handling check.
Let's go get that goose.
Animal handling, you said.
Honk.
12.
Wait. 11.
As you're trying to scoot it up, it can see a little bit of the light coming in through the top. So it's looking up at the top, and as you're trying to give it a little boost, once again it nips at you.
Fine. Holding strong here.
11 to hit and 16 to hit.
This if I don't have my
don't have your
shield,
shield
the
yet.
16 will hit. Yeah.
It's another 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then after nipping a couple times,
Oh, good job,
starts
buddy.
to
Okay,
ascend.
Come on.
Going the right way, yeah?
We got it, buddy.
Flying
we
up
got
the
you.
sort of tunnel here.
That's good, that's good.
We gotta
30
fix
feet
it.
there. Actually, I think it might have more than that.
Honk.
40 feet flying speed. So it's going to take another 10. So it basically got all the way up to kind of the edge there.
Nice.
Okay, it attacked, it
All
moved.
right, Graven.
Raven, give the boost. Feathers kind of coming down.
And I'm gonna quickly try to follow it.
And that's
Start flapping my wings, baby.
so it has
Fly up there,
the
baby.
rope ladder's there, so easy enough. So 30 feet basically takes you up exactly.
Swinging at the wall
So
there.
is that with a dash?
No.
No.
Yep.
Okay, great.
So that gets you up to the end. We'll
I'm
disable
up to the
flying
edge.
there.
So a dash would put me to try to push past him. Huh?
Yes. Would you like to do so? Okay. What are you doing?
Bonus action to second wind myself
Okay.
while I have a second here.
Did your dude do it? Did the bandit do it?
He's not
Might-
inside all the
might-
way yet.
9.
He also
right at the edge
passed.
there.
9 HP back.
Might still be susceptible.
Potentially.
Uh,
Potentially.
Okay, so
Awesome. And then I guess can I give it a help? No, that doesn't really help him.
Can't help it move, but
I'll just take a dodge action
Okay.
for if something attacks me.
Okay.
good.
And now that you're not climbing or boosting, you do have your shield active if that comes into play there. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so as long as you're not like helping the bird actively move, you can use your shield. Okay.
That's it.
All right, after Graven, top of the lineup with Orba.
All right. From the outside, from the treetops, you saw that guy emerge from the magical darkness that you cast.
Okay. And I heard him like shout, "Get the fuck out of here!" Right?
You did, yes.
Okay. So I think actually Orba's gonna drop down from the tree.
Yes, coming down from the tree.
Did that require any movement?
We'll say 5 feet just to sort of get over the branch and then drop yourself down.
Okay, Orba's going to like move kind of parallel, let's say like north. So not like getting closer, but trying to get maybe a little more in this guy's eye line.
Okay.
Okay.
This way?
Yeah.
20 feet?
Great.
That's 25. Do you want to move
Sure,
further?
that 25 's fine.
Okay.
Can she like get his attention in some way, like shout at him or something?
Can try. Do you shout?
Hey, loser! And she's gonna start to cast Ray of Frost,
Okay.
but hold it.
Okay.
But she's gonna go, better run.
He'll respond later.
So
what are you doing?
So I'm holding Ray of Frost.
Okay.
If he attacks Erland, if he does anything except run away from the cave,
Okay.
he's attacking him.
Fair enough.
Cool.
All right.
That's my turn.
All right.
On to Safira.
All right, Safira. So
Okay.
you can hear that. So you tucked yourself behind, but you can hear that guy sort of creeping in through the entrance.
I'm gonna
there.
step out now
Okay.
so that he can see me. Take a little bit of movement back so
Hey.
that I can. Well, actually, it's gonna be a disadvantaged shot anyway, right?
No,
No, actually, yeah, I guess
he's
not
out of the
within me- he's not
darkness.
within melee
He
range.
has the
He's out
silhouette of
darkness.
light behind him. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna kind of. I told you to leave, and I'm gonna fire an arrow at him.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's so lame. 12 to hit.
12 will miss. So he has like a little buckler on his arm made of kind of bark, and he just, in blind reflex,
Okay.
puts it up and
Then
the arrow
immediately
flicks
with the
off.
bow again, I'm gonna kind of. The next one will be through your fucking eye. Get out of here. I'm gonna shoot him again.
Okay.
So
this-
Exact one.
This one right here.
one.
Through your eye.
The one after this
You
one.
didn't even give me a chance.
Okay.
Please tell me it was a natural 20.
No, much worse.
Oh, okay.
She rolled a 3 and then a 2.
He immediately ducks. The arrow goes
couldn't
flying
even
over
say it.
his head,
Fine.
and then he peeks up from kind of behind his arm. Did you take my fucking bird?
I'm gonna take your fucking life if you don't get the fuck out of here.
Okay. What's next?
Quick thing, I'm holding Ray of Frost so darkness is gone. Because it's
Okay.
fucking trade.
God
Yes,
damn
you're
it!
right,
If
yeah.
I roll above a 2.
Thank you, Jack.
And did you want to move at all, or are you holding that position there?
No, I'll hold that position. I
Okay.
guess.
Those are warning shots, man.
Yeah, I
Who's
did on
next?
purpose.
After Safira's Erland.
All right, Erland.
All right, so seeing that drop, seeing Orba deal with that guy behind me, I'm going for the. Oh, I'm having a stretch. You fucking loser! I'm gonna go for the leader.
Okay.
I'm gonna sort of make move. This guy seems to be running. That guy's stunned, so I'm gonna go for the leader.
Okay.
How far away from you?
So he's within 30 feet.
Great. So
As you step
that
away
guy
from
take a
this
shot?
guy, purely reflexive, as Erland starts to run, he's gonna swing his sword. You can fire off your shot.
Yep.
Yours was held, so go ahead.
Alright, Ray of Frost. Attack. Oh, 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright, so movement speed reduced by 10.
Okay.
7 cold damage.
7 cold damage. Excellent.
What did I just say?
We told you to leave.
Alright, yeah, that's it.
Erland,
We're giving you
did
every
he attack me?
chance.
What do you mean? Did he attack
Did he
me?
hit?
Oh. Let's find out. No.
Cool.
2, so 6 to hit.
So nunchaku attack to this guy here.
Okay. Great.
Where's my d20?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I'm so bad at Dungeons and Dragons. 12 to hit.
That will miss.
Second attack. Oh my god! 9 to hit.
Somehow this leader, dodging arrows and then
I'm not allowing this. Flurry of blows.
You. Okay.
Go ahead.
I love you. I support you in all your decisions.
22 to hit.
That will hit.
The power of love.
Power of love, indeed.
Okay, 7 bludgeoning damage. I think this has to happen first. Dexterity saving throw, please.
Goading him right here. Hey. Goading him in like a...
15.
Passes. Constitution saving, please.
How can you do so many things?
14.
Oh, if it's the same, it saves.
Always, baby.
Okay, got my second unarmed attack here.
And that was 2 key points. That
Yes,
you
it was absolutely 2 key points, Matt.
Oh.
I'm aiming down.
Aim down.
That's what it hit. 10 to hit.
10
That was
to
such a
hit.
garbage
Them
fucking
aim
turn.
there.
10 to hit.
That will miss.
What a
So
garbage,
this leader, ducking and
garbage turn.
Suck.
I wasted 2 key points to do 7 fucking damage.
The close foot is watching from a bush somewhere, being like,
He's like, don't run! These guys are fucking idiots!
They say they're really cool, but
That
they're
was
so
the
stupid.
fucking worst
Who's after Erland?
After
ever.
Erland, it's Scooter.
Alright, Scooter.
Come on, Scooty.
He's going
The bird's
to
gonna annihilate him.
All of my training into that turn.
The owl flutters down here, and hovering just above, and in the sort of archway into the cave here, he's flapping his wings, woo, woo, and like the guy's trying to push him off. He uses the help action, so the next attack has advantage against this
Where
guy.
was that,
Yeah,
my
he's
dude?
like, these guys are terrible at making their shots.
Who's after Scooter?
Leader.
Okay.
Miss him twice.
So
Yes!
the leader peers inside,
a
sees
plus
Safira lurking in there, sees the owl overhead and Erland behind, and you see him with his sort of crude walking stick that's sort of pseudo-ceremonial. Fuck this. Tosses it inside.
Yes. I love that.
Making an attack of
Oh,
opportunity.
he's leaving. Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay, give me an attack.
Is this just because you missed all those other ones?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That's gonna be a 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Go.
And that will be 8 bludgeoning damage. Hold, please. Where is he in this?
Shit. Okay.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Saving throw.
Erland.
Natural 20.
Sucks to suck, doesn't it?
So
It
that
sucks
was
to
10
suck.
feet. Another
Why aren't you
20.
cheering for me?
Because you're being an idiot.
Why?
And he's
Don't.
going
He's
to
running
dash.
away. It doesn't matter. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. Just let him run away. That's what we want.
Unless
What if they go
Scooter
grab something?
prefers it.
Okay.
They're not going to. They don't have any.
Who is next?
After the leader, it's the bandits.
Bandits. Okay, this guy's no longer stunned.
It's true.
Okay, this one's gonna stand up. And then he's gonna start to get the fuck out of here. 15. So he used half to stand, 15, and then dash.
Okay.
30. And this guy is gonna turn, sort of running and looking at Orba. Are you making that face out?
Yeah, get out of here.
Fuck you! And he reaches into his bag and tosses a
God,
little bomb,
a
there, a
bomb?
little hand bomb.
What a reaction!
And he's also gonna run.
Run
after
away,
that.
Orba! I'm gonna try! Take your reaction to
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck!
Stop intimidating me.
Dexterity.
At least-
Oh, yeah, suck a dick. Dirty 20.
You take no damage.
Oh,
A little explosion of dirt. It's just a very small, concentrated. It was a tiny little hand black powder bomb. It makes a little. The dust settles, and by the time all of the sort of smoke and dust goes away, you can see the guy. Shit, fuck.
I can hit you from there.
Oh, and actually, he has 10 less feet of movement because you hit him with Ray of Frost, right? Is that
correct.
Okay. Okay, that's them done.
Okay, after the bandits, it's the Eblis.
Okay. Emily working his
Le-
way.
Eblis.
L'omble.
Petit homme.
L'omble.
Oh, God, he's out of here.
Où est l'omble?
Why is he out of here? There we go.
Ce n'est pas une Eblis.
20 feet.
Fly, my friend.
And another 20
Fly free.
here. And then he's going to dash 20 feet, and then he's another 20 feet. Oops, he has to go up and over. Takes him outside. So he gets to the outside. Who's next?
All right, it's Graven.
Finally, Jesus. Whole bunch of nothing going on in these rounds. Running out. Let's see what 30 gets me.
30 gets you up that stairs there. You can probably get up to kind of where Safira is there.
Yeah, I'll.
Both of you saving throws.
Sound hadn't even finished playing yet. Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw.
Come on,
Yes,
man.
both are bad.
15.
9, 10, 11 for Safira, 5 for Graven. Saving damage.
That was as fast as.
More practice, less time.
I'm down to 25 HP.
You're still.
Yeah, I'm running 30.
Okay.
Do we need to kill these guys?
It's not, they're not the problem. It's actually the psychic damage from in here.
No.
No, I mean like in general.
Yeah.
Don't leave.
I don't think so.
You don't
All
think
right.
I was
How
gonna
far
do
away
this
is the
I
guy
mean,
from me?
So as you get to the edge there, you can see. Yeah, we'll say you can see this guy. I mean, he's
I can't use an action, but.
about 70 feet away from you. This guy's 75.
No. All right.
All right, who's next?
I can hold one of them if they're a little closer.
Okay, after Graven, it's Orba.
Okay.
It's out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mission completed. Done.
Yeah, exactly.
How
Are you in pursuit? Is the question really?
how far are the two bandits from me?
The two closer ones.
Yeah.
One is 35. One's 50.
Cool. Orba's going to cast Thaumaturgy, like right over where that one guy is, 30 feet from her.
Like right where his base.
Yeah.
Is. Okay.
And she's gonna make her voice boom 3 times as loud. And she's gonna put on a little bit of a show, and as she's booming her voice, she's going to say, "Curse these lands and anybody who tries to enslave the creatures in it!" And
Okay.
try to just
Give me
do a little
an
magic.
intimidation check.
Intimidation.
Come on,
Super
come on.
scary.
Be so scary.
Super scary. Super scary. Nope.
No.
11.
Come on.
Saving throw.
I'm sorry, I was singing my song.
It's all your fault.
What was the
I
intimidation?
don't know. I was just ready to
11.
take
Okay, I
damage.
mean they're
I was like,
running. It's hard to tell if they
Yeah.
react even more.
Natural fucking 20. Do I not take anything? Damn it! Damn it!
Half of 11, 5 psychic damage.
Well, now we're the same. You and I.
You're
Get out of there.
I
Just
know.
get out
I
of there.
should have just left.
Who's up?
Leave.
I
That was
know.
my
I
turn.
That was
taken
your turn.
16
Are
damage.
you moving?
And not leaving.
Or was gonna like kind of chase after them a little scary, so 15 feet towards them,
Okay.
trying to like box them out a little.
At one point, he kind of looks over his shoulder.
Like, ah! okay,
Okay.
after Orba and Safira.
All right.
Okay.
There.
Feeling that last wave of psychic damage, I'm gonna fuck and run out of the. Graven, just get out of the fucking cave!
That's what I was doing.
20
I don't know
feet
why I'm
took you
telling
there.
that. Okay, who can I see now? I can see.
You can see all.
Big bird to move its ass out of the
This
way.
guy's got some cover from you just because it's through the
Wh-
trees, but
which,
the other
which
two.
guy is leader?
This one over here.
Okay, I'm gonna aim for him, and then just say, "Don't come back!"
Okay.
I don't know.
What's that one?
14
That's
to
gonna miss.
Fuck! Okay, let me try one more time because I feel like I'm never gonna hit this guy. Oh my god!
should do it, maybe.
15?
15. That will miss.
No!
Shocking.
No!
Wearing like any armor.
I can't talk this big of a game.
As he's
and then-
running away, and now Graven and Orba can get a better look.
Oh my
He
God.
has like a shimmering on him, and it looks like the spell that he cast was some kind of mage armor or
armor?
something. Yeah, some kind of magical armor that he has.
All right,
Well, cool. That's all I can do then.
Okay.
That's it.
Does Al want us to fucking kill these things or not?
He is at the moment. He hasn't gone his turn yet, but at the moment he's hovering around the mouth of the cave. He's not sort of swooping to chase after or anything. But who's next?
Erland.
Erland.
Erland's gonna see the Eblis and look up to the owl and kind of go, "Should I kill it?"
The owl sort of, and he's gonna land. He's gonna perch kind of right there. He lands. You can't understand him, but he's sort of perched.
All right.
Erland's just gonna hang out there next to the owl.
Okay. As a group, you guys can all see each other at this point. Are you pursuing or not? Because we can exit turns if you are not.
If the owl's landed,
I don't think we have to pursue. Give me a second.
ask quickly.
I can ask him quickly.
Okay, we'll keep going then. Well, who's
After
Erland?
Erland, it's Scooter.
Scooter. Okay, great. So he's gonna perch there, back to kind of the spot that he was at there. Okay, that's his turn.
Bandits.
Bandits are
Or
running.
leader, sorry.
Oh, the
first.
leader. Damn it. 60 feet. Okay.
All right,
Who's
and then
next?
the bandits.
And then them. The speed is worn off, right? That's just for one turn.
Yes.
Great. So they're just running 60 feet.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay. Who's next?
The Eblis.
Nibbly. He also just kind of he saw some humanoids kind of darting in that direction, and he takes to the skies a little bit, just kind of below the canopy, but he's gonna. Okay.
And then it's Graven.
All right, Graven.
How far is the leader from me?
So you need to go 20 feet to get to the edge here, and at the lip there, that puts you 110 feet away.
You would have been good for this.
Shut up! I do know it would have been good for this.
Not worth it.
I'm gonna look around and start pointing a finger, like,
Are you going to hold him?
I can't do it from this distance, but I can hit him with a guiding bolt.
I can ask the owl what to do.
There's no time!
Yeah, there's no time to have a full conversation,
Okay,
so
hold.
Graven
run,
looks to his allies.
Run, go, do what you want.
Hit him!
I shoot him with a guiding bolt, second level.
Go ahead,
attempt.
make that attack.
Oh, I
roll.
thought you were like trying to run up to him. And
I can't. He's dashing. I can't get within 60 feet of him.
Guiding bolt do?
So
Damage?
yeah, a bunch of damage if it hits. All right, here we go. Natural 20.
That will hit.
Oh no.
No.
That will hit.
What have I done?
Roll.
What do I do?
What have I done? It's a level 2 because I have
Still
to.
have to roll.
And
You never
that's
know.
gonna be 5d6.
Oh
boy.
so 10 damage.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
told him to
That's with the
leave.
double.
Hey,
With
I
double.
did tell him to leave, and he did not listen to any of
Wait, did you take the feat where everything becomes a 2, or is that the other one?
Oh, I told you what I took.
I forgot which one that was involved with.
stoutness.
So firing from the lip of the cave here. Off
Okay.
the distance.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty
Oh
good.
no, buddy. Rest in peace.
Oh, it's doubled.
Yeah, dude.
16, 17, 18 times 2.
The pieces of the wood that he had sort of worked into his armor start flying off, and he just hands down, face plants, and the force of the bolt like drags him across the ground, and you see like a dirt line form as he just skids across the earth.
Buddy.
And comes to a stop like at the base of that tree that he's standing. He like slides forward and then
buddy.
fucking falls
I'm
at the
so
base
sorry
of this
for
tree
what we've
here.
done.
Are we the
I'm so
baddies?
sorry. I think we're the baddies.
Let the other two go.
Graven's gonna like start walking over towards the body.
Okay, you can see the other two sort of running off in the other direction. Is anyone pursuing them?
Looking to the owl for guidance.
Yeah.
He stays where he is.
If there's another round that passes by me, I am going to cast. Speak
Okay,
Animals.
so we will exit out from combat here. A little settling among the group.
I can't believe I'm using all my spells for this.
And in the distance, some quiet, you can hear shouts. Oh, shit, fuck. People running away in the opposite direction. Finally gets quieter and quieter, and the owl settles. And you can see kind of just through the treetops, and then it disappears behind the canopy, the big wings of the Eblis.
All right, I'm casting Speak with Animals again.
Okay.
I'm off going to gather the corpse of the other guy.
Graven starts to head in that direction.
Can I go help Graven do that?
Are you going with them or are you staying with Safira?
I'm hanging out with Safira.
Okay.
So, we were able to free the bird. Is that all right? Are you worried about these guys coming back? We can chase them down.
You did well,
Thank you.
and I am grateful.
Yeah, of course.
It will take time, but I hope the Eblis will learn to recapture some of its spirit, which at the moment appears to be damaged. No. Never mind.
What were you... Can I do something else?
Perhaps you could take its spirit with you. Leave its body and its mind to remember how to be free in the wilds without the burden of a broken spirit. Eventually, one of two things will happen. It will rediscover its former self, at which point the spirit will leave your weapon and return to its normal form, or it will perish, and its spirit may or may not stay with you, depending on whether or not it feels safe.
I don't know how I would do that. Is there a way that I can invite it?
Wait here.
The owl flies off in the distance. We'll go over to Graven and Orba, who've wandered over the other garden. I mean, investigation check if you're digging around.
I am, because I'm gonna drag it back to the opening of that cave.
Okay,
is
sure.
the idea, but I will look through it real
Yes,
quick.
you may do so.
Investigation 12.
12. He had 2 of those little small bombs that
Oh, nice.
tossed in Orba. Other than that, he had nothing on him.
All right. Yep. I'll take those bombs, and I thought about propping it up by the mouth of the cave to ward off any others that come along.
That should be effective.
Just like got it by the scruff and just like dragging.
Or we'll just hold one boot.
As Graven and Orba drag, you can see them dragging the body back in your direction. You watch as suddenly, kind of out of the trees, through the branches, the owl returns. And he kind of turns his head 300 or 180 degrees around, waits for a moment, and then there's like a louder, and the Eblis returns. And it takes kind of a perch in the upper branches a little awkwardly because of its size. It's kind of ducking under the branches ahead.
Just to kind of make it feel more comfortable, I'll make sure that my bow is sort of on my back and I'll kneel down just so that it's, you know, I'm not making direct eye contact with it.
Woo! And with another hoot, there's a little bit of a bowing of the head of the Eblis as well, and a little bit of kind of ethereal essence is drawn from the Eblis, and it makes in the air sort of as if you were looking at a spirit, sort of the shape of a bird, roughly. But it's rough, and it's like jittering a little bit, as if its spirit is sort of broken, as if it is hurting in some way, and it slowly hovers in the air for a moment, and then finds its way over to your bow, which it falls into the wild orange.
As I kind of feel that, I'm gonna take a moment to do like a really deep, like, bow to the bird.
You feel
Yeah, what did she get? Fuck the bow. What did she get?
you feel a new spirit. You don't have a mind or body for the crane, but it allows access to the crane spirit. Which gives you, as the Eblis has itself, some innate spell casting. It allows you to cast a few spells if you choose that form when you enter your animus form. So there's both the spirit and the spells that it has available.
Oh, that's so cool. Wait, what
Read the spells. Read the spells.
Goodness. Okay, so Crane Spirit, innate magic, passive. Your spell save DC increases by 2, and you can innately cast each of the following spells once, requiring no material components. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I get blur, which is your body becomes blurred, shifting and wavering to all who can see you. For the duration, any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. An attacker is immune to this effect if it doesn't rely on sight, as with blind sight, or can see through illusions.
So a little
as
defensive
true sight.
ability as you flicker.
It
and
lasts
blur.
for a minute.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, minor illusion. You create a sound or an image of an object within range that lasts for the duration. The illusion ends if you dismiss it as an action or cast the spell again. If you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It can be your voice, someone else's voice, a lion's roar, a beating of drums, or any other sound you choose. The sound continues unabated throughout the duration. It's a minute duration again. Or you can make discrete sounds at different times before the spell ends.
So you can make sort of an intricate little illusion that makes sound or visual imagery there.
Okay, so another minute-long spell here. Big range, 120 feet. Hypnotic pattern. You create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by this spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
So they see kind of, it's a very sort of crowd control spell. They see sort
So
of
I
colors
just
and
get
shapes
3
and they just
spell
kind of.
slots, and I can cast these with
Yeah,
a
how many
spell
spell slots
save
do you
of
have, or-
geez,
One
It
plus.
doesn't take spell slots.
Yeah.
You can cast it
You can
once
just cast it
per
once.
form, per entering that form.
Oh, it says that I can cast each of the following spells once. So in
Yes.
theory, I could cast
Yes, each of you can cast
literally
blur
each
once,
of
but not a
Whoa.
couple.
Fuck.
That's
Each
huge.
are full actions, though. I
Yes, it
imagine?
still
Yeah,
takes a
they're
full
it
action to
takes a
cast.
full
But for
action,
3 turns in a row, as long as she's
For
inanimous,
free.
she could free cast all 3 of those. Oh my
That's
god.
fucking
Oh, that's
sick.
sick.
I'm fucking jealous.
Okay, so then after I sort of do my bow and come up, is there a way I can say thank you? Or that I'll look after him? You can maybe tell him that I will look after his spirit as long as he needs me to, and when he needs it back, he can have it back.
I will relay this.
And he goes to turn his head. The Eblis is already sort of disappearing into the.
I hope with his freedom, he finds peace.
Thank you.
Thank you. This has been,
I leave you now,
of course. Thank you, Scooter.
with thanks and recognition.
Yes.
I will pass your likeness along to beasts intelligent enough to understand.
I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Perhaps they will aid you in a time of need.
Perhaps I can aid them too.
I go.
Goodbye, Scooter. And I'm gonna kind of have a hand on my bow, like feeling it with renewed power, and good news. I've got the spirit of a bird.
Oh. Well, that sounds awesome.
Can you fly?
Oh, yeah.
No, but I can cast spells.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So thank you for helping with that. I'm in a right shit state now. That curse that he had on that hollow was nasty. Glad you guys didn't have to come in there. Should we move to a spot where we can potentially... I'm so sorry. Rest again.
It took like half an hour, didn't it?
Yeah. We'll say an hour.
Oh no.
Because it took time.
I've got this like body that I've dragged back to
Are you gonna-
this. I say we leave this at the mouth of the cave.
No, I know, but
as
are
a
you...
warning.
Okay.
What?
She's trying to
Thing
ask
that
if you're
you
gonna
do.
burn
Thing that
your
you
hands
do.
onto his face.
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to ask.
I have the power for one more spell this day. I don't want to waste it on that.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna the rope ladder that was kind of around the corner there.
Inside the hollow.
Inside,
Yep.
yeah. It's like attached to the wall or the
Not
just
attached
at
to the wall.
top?
It's anchored at the top with a.
So
big
if I went over to the top of it with that hand axe, I could like and like remove a length of rope, you know, destroying
the ladder.
the
Sure.
ladder.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you hacked at the top of it, you'd
Mhm.
pull the rope free. It's just dangling loose into that.
Okay.
shaft.
I'm gonna remembering my my symbols here. I'll be right back, and I'm gonna get the hand axe out and kind of.
Hands on. And it takes a moment, but the rope's kind of thick, but you know it's not moving anywhere. So eventually, it kind of comes free, and you grab it before it falls down into the shaft there.
Kind of swing it over my shoulder so that I have my hands free.
Sure.
Axe away.
You do so.
Getting back out to the entrance. Do I get all the way out?
You do.
Well, we can either keep this length of rope, or I thought maybe we could prop up the body, kind of hang it here, put a message on its chest or something.
Saying what? Don't steal any birds and lock them in cages down here.
I defiled
Nature?
the animals of this area.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. What if it's something like, yeah, something like that.
How's that?
That's fine. I can't think of anything better.
I'm gonna,
Try.
if there's like a spot, you know, right at the mouth of this, that I can kind of literally prop it so it's like standing and use the rope to like tie the chest up and
Yeah.
like anchor it somewhere around.
There's a couple, like not full-on trees, but greenery in a way that you could lean him back into sort of a thick shrub and then tie the rope so it's like he's almost pressed into it, kind
Yeah.
of.
paper. Something to write with.
Do you have paper and a quill? I have quills.
I've got, yeah.
I'll
here.
pull out quills from my bag and...
I defile.
I'm the worst.
I am the worst.
I sucked
I
so hard that
defiled
I
the
died.
animals of this.
Orba's gonna occupy
Forest.
her mind and just like kind of dig her toes in the dirt.
I was gonna say, like, while Graven's
Far
running around
away.
doing all this stuff, and if I'm staying near Orba, can I kind of be like,
Has the Goliath become more mean-spirited since reconnecting with his god?
I'm like,
I don't
helping
really
him
know
do it.
scale for such a thing.
This is something murderers do.
That's his choice.
Doesn't take long. Graven finishes the letter.
Put it, kind of tuck it in, or
How are you attaching it?
he's got bits of armor and stuff. Is there any, like, you said barky, right?
yeah,
Like,
he has like pieces.
could I snap off like something sharp off of that?
Sure. Yeah.
Chest.
Oh my god.
You hear kind of a wet thud as it sort
Oh.
of breaks into
Yeah.
the. Through
After
the skin.
Graven does that, I'm gonna take a second to...
The backside of the paper is
Close
sort of
his
a little
eyes.
blood bleeds through to the backside of the paper.
Yeah.
You were saying, sorry.
I'm just gonna take a second to kind of close his eyes.
Okay, you do so.
I hope someone else won't make the same mistake.
Yeah, Erland's fully walked away at this
I was
point.
about to say, Orba hears the pounding in the chest, and Erland.
Okay, maybe I'm not so sure. But I wasn't sure about you either, so.
I haven't...
Uh,
All right.
Preventative measures.
I suppose. Handled that perfectly.
Everyone loves it. Everyone loved my idea.
I am.
time for lunch? Anyone want to eat lunch? We should eat lunch.
We should eat. I'm hungry. I'm starving. Actually.
Right, rations. Like,
Awful.
Oh man, that's so funny.
You leave the mouth of the cave there. You start to head back in the direction of, again, there isn't really a path at this point, but you're following the least obstructed route that takes you kind of through the woods, and you start to move back to where you kind of started before the scooter, the astute, took you off this trail.
It's basically told me to murder him.
I think at this point, unless they're sending someone to come back, we would probably be safe to rest right here.
It's not soon enough to rest.
Okay, then we don't have to. Then I suppose let's
Probably
keep
like
moving.
6 o'clock, 6:30.
We've got another at least 2 hours or so.
All right, let's keep moving
Until
then.
dusk, I suppose.
And at dusk we should rest. And probably
Yes,
eat
as quickly
something.
as possible. As soon as the sun starts to set, get an early start on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys start to head back. Now you've once again sort of reoriented yourselves, hoping to work your way closer and closer to the coast, sort of sloping off in a more northern than eastern direction, but still to the northeast. And you start to once again see, now that you're out of that wooded area, you start to, in the distance, see the coastline getting closer and closer, waves on the horizon, sort of still up high enough that there's a little bit of cliff before you get to the beach, but converging very slowly, very surely. And that images of the beach sort of conjure up what's coming next, because you know that the isthmus is somewhere on your horizon, not literally on the horizon, but that the beaches will become more prevalent, and that once you're fully on the shoreline, you'll know that you're getting close. And that is where we're going to
Oh my
end
god.
for tonight, with Safira having unlocked
Got a bird.
a little something extra.
That bird and I were good friends for a while.
We were hanging out.
Yeah, apparently that
You
bird
did
made
really
an
well
impression.
with that bird.
Thank you.
You did well.
for you, Eblis.
Those are
type
the Eblis real D&D creature has those 3 spells. Like those are the 3 spells
so
already cast. Yes,
cool.
so she has
Fucking
access
sick.
to the.
I'm gonna
That
tell
is
you,
so sick,
my goal
dude.
as I was running out of there, if that guy had been within range, was to hopefully get to it before the Eblis, hold it, and
let the Eblis
like
get it?
shove it down to the ground and be like,
Let the-
and like be like,
Aw,
cave his head in, come on! Wouldn't that be fun?
in a way, that's sweet.
That would have
That would have
In a
come
way.
off
Oh
as
my God.
far
In a
less
way,
evil
it's
than what you
sweet.
actually
It did.
Evil?
It did. It came off as way less like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Safira was also doing it. Could it really be evil?
This is
Yes, Safira's capable of doing terrible things. She's a soldier.
he was defiling.
I'm not saying a goddamn thing.
All right.
I applaud it.
Thank you.
Well done.
I
These.
go on. Go on then.
Applaud that, please. I offer you all one last look below me here at our wonderfully on stream. It made more sense than in person. To these lovely animations that were done.
Yeah.
The modding community of talespire, truly, really impressive what they've come up with.
This mod in particular is created by Lord Ashes. It's their Kelpie mod. You need a couple other mods to make this stuff happen, and quite a few steps to do it. But seriously, that modding community is absolutely fantastic. So
And it's pretty awesome what you're able to do. As you can see, some really cool sort of idle animations. And these didn't come into play tonight, thank goodness.
Oh, are you gonna do it?
Oh,
no. Wait, should we put the big screen? Oh, no.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, you ruined it.
And Safira. And Erland, get out
Those
of
are so
here.
impressive. Oh, what a loser.
Oh, tell everyone I love them. And Orba.
Roasted.
Rock.
Oh, that's so
Fucking
cool. I can't wait to
roasted.
try out these spells.
We're just fucking lying there in a pub.
Drunk.
So that's our prone too. So while we're in combat, if you're like, I slide into a good position, it's gonna be like,
I can just set the normal prone, but then the animation's still going, so you're like, oh, I can do the still one, yeah.
Yeah,
If we roll if we roll a death saving throw and it fails, is there like a
Pulse.
I couldn't bring myself
like a death
to
shudder?
that sounds
Death
terrible.
rattle.
That's too funny.
Or I'm also not good enough at it to do that.
at Thanos. like Barbara and
Yes, like Barbara and Dane. We know. They died terribly.
Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah, lots
Slowly
of
but
fun.
surely, working our way to our destination. Perhaps the sagging caverns on our to-do list.
Jesus
although we'll
Christ,
see if
Lord.
those come up before we get a chance to rest.
Okay, we need all the magical items we can get before we go.
More magic
Good
acquired.
luck for us, please.
You guys did a nice job
I'm
not
scared.
draining your resources or taking too much damage during that.
I took a lot of damage.
you still got 20. That's more
Yeah,
than she ever has.
True.
It's more than I have too.
Yeah, but that's
Got through without the ice spiders.
my
You
God,
dodged
thank
the
God.
webbing there from the ice spiders.
Yeah,
That probably would
was
have
nice.
slowed
that.
us down.
It restrains a target.
Oh, that would have made that whole thing worse.
Yeah, it would. You guys might have had to come in there.
Would we have been able to do the symbols if restrained?
Not if you were wrapped up in the web.
Shit.
I almost designed it that way. Didn't get to work. So it goes sometimes. Thank you guys so much again. I already said that, but we love you all. We'll see you next week at the same time. But before we do,
Here we go. Flipshot 1377 resubscribed. Alex Slayer did 200 bits. Jay Brownie did 200 bits. Banish Raven gave out 5 community subs. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you guys.
Wow,
Yeah.
we almost
Come.
missed the bits.
Come and join us in the Discord. There will be a little section to
fits.
talk about this episode specifically, where you don't have to worry about spoilers and all that stuff, but also just join the Discord in general. It's a lovely place to
come
be.
hang out,
Come
say
hang out,
hi.
say hi.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Sunday, same time. Good night.
Have a wonderful evening. I'm not stalling whatsoever. Goodbye.